Greetings, everyone on YouTube, and welcome to this Age of Mythology content creator video with me, Kemsid, and Thezmangod over here, along with Vamierez. So feel free to greet.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Now, thank you once again for taking this little interview with me. Of course, I think it will be very interesting concept and very encouraging and informative, even behind the scenery on how you guys have been creating quite a few campaigns. Well, one of them, along with two nice little scenarios, which are very nice and a nice concept made by you two. And I'll be asking you 26 questions, like we've mentioned, and I'll be jumping in right away with the first one, and that is what sparked your interest in creating custom campaigns or scenario? Was there a particular game moment that hooked you, or a certain historical figure, perhaps a community that inspired you both?
Well, in my eyes, for me, it's really started with the StarCraft Reversed campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how well received it was and fun it was for me to play it, it really had an effect on me. When I got back into Age of Mythology, I grew up on Age of Mythology. It was my childhood. I played it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I played it also in the Enhanced Edition. And then a little while after the Japanese DLC came out, I got back in and play and started to got back into Retold, and I happened to see AOM. Saw AOM doing something similar with his play as the enemy mission twist. There's all sorts of ones that he made himself, and some that he also made in the enhanced edition versions that he played that other people made a little bit. And watching this community engage with those unique challenges and twists was a light bulb moment for me. I realized I didn't just want to just play with the game. I wanted to like experiment with it and see what I can make happen and have those and share what if scenario twists that haven't been made yet with the community.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's definitely an interesting take, because you said recently that you came from StarCraft and you've created quite a few custom campaigns and all that through there. I personally have only finished the main campaign, now not really done too much about that side. So when I ask you as well soon enough, because I want to also see what Ramirez has to say in regards to his inspiration and all that regarding this first question. What do you say?
So my inspiration for making these reverse missions
Mm-hmm.
was originally the So AUM community, although I do have to say I've been playing this game for like 20 years or so now. I've always wanted to play as the enemy as a child. I've
Mm-hmm.
always imagined how cool it would be to play as
Mm-hmm.
the enemy and beat the good guys for once. Um, I of course know of these StarCraft 2 reverse campaigns too. I've watched a YouTuber called Giant Grand Games play these.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to him.
Although, yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I do have to say, I never played them myself. But as soon as I caught wind of the YouTubers how AOM making these play as the enemy scenarios, I started to do some of them myself. Some missions he hasn't done yet, back in extended editions, like
Mm-hmm.
3 to 4 years ago or something. And yeah, I just tried to do my own stuff, uploaded a few files on the Discord server, a few missions I've made myself, and yeah, I've just been doing this for a hobby for like the past few years now, and I've been learning, and I've been aiming to um, make these um, scenarios better and better as time goes on and the more stuff I learn. So, yeah, originally I always wished that excuse me, I always wished as a kid that
Mm-hmm.
I could play as the enemy, and it sparked my interest from the So AOM community to create some of the scenarios there.
I can definitely see like there's a lot of improvement, especially with how I've played through the two scenarios recently, and when I look back, especially through the videos, with the campaign for sure. I see lots of improvements and lots of diversity. I still have also ousted quite a few diverse opinions as well, be it with balancing or, like I've always mentioned, a nice cinematic at the ending, or show how the enemy in your eyes would be portrayed. Because again, also definitely shout out to Sao AOM as well, who have also made these campaign, who have also inspired you guys partially, even with the StarCraft
Oh yeah,
community. But in my opinion, it wouldn't be bad to offer your takes on how the enemy would be, even if it's within the Fall of the Titan campaign, because he has made it. But I've not really seen too much within the creator mod. I would highly encourage us that he makes one of his own there. And like I said, a ending cutscene over here too would be very cool to see and would make it feel unique, because I can imagine many people will be like, hey, you're trying to copy paste on what he has done already. Why you're doing that, and why maybe it might not be famous, maybe, people dislike it and all that. But in my opinion, it would definitely be a nice contestation, a friendly, because there's nothing wrong to be having some friendly contestation between another. That's why I try to offer you guys a constructive feedback in regards, like, how would you imagine them to be, especially within, I don't know how they do it in StarCraft, would be very good to see.
totally. I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really nice to implement some cutscenes at the end of
Mm-hmm.
our mission specifically,
Mm-hmm.
though I haven't taken a look at that kind of thing yet. I have no clue how to create
Okay.
cutscenes. Maybe that is something I will look into in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's definitely not off the table. I can definitely imagine myself trying
Yeah.
to learn how to create these cutscenes and maybe figuring out a way to make these work. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be super long ones, but
Of
if,
course not.
no, just a nice little ending cinematic to end
Of course.
the mission. Yeah,
Of
it's a
course.
good idea.
Yeah.
And like,
Personally,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, regarding that topic, yeah, if it works out, that could be great. And obviously, when it comes to like voice work, we can try and find a voice actor or someone maybe to like voice it.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, from my perspective, it's less of a priority because what really drew us in, from especially as we saw IOM and his creations of play as the enemy twists, it was just the opportunity for like that twist in the gameplay, just to control that other enemy army and play around with that and have that gameplay experience of fighting against the hero in that map or in that campaign mission. Now, regarding the potential opinion or certain comments that might arise for some viewers or people that, well, you're just, it's a very simple thing, or you're mostly copying like stuff of a campaign. It's not that special, or this or that. Well, to each his own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But we do our best to try and spice up
Yeah.
the mission. Like, we don't just flip one button and make it okay. Now you're seeing what the enemy controls, and just okay. The AI is decent-ish. Okay, working. Okay, that's go. We're doing more than that. We're trying to reterrain things. We're trying to sometimes maybe add an additional enemy and make sure they interact with things
Mm-hmm. For sure.
appropriately to make things
Or
more
add,
intense and more
Yeah.
or add
interesting.
certain events, more
Um,
events, for example,
more
custom events.
events and special things
True.
that happen. For example, um, in the Silent Sanctuary
Mm-hmm.
reversed
Yeah.
mission you just
Oh.
played,
Mm-hmm.
it's quite funny. You actually you went like and defeated Chiron's forces from the bottom, and then went up
Yeah.
to defeat Orpheus's forces, and
True.
we made an event that it triggered correctly. But part of the event, to really make it even a little more cinematic, is that the Orpheus was supposed to cast Underworld Invasion when the temple was destroyed. But because the
Ah.
town center was destroyed already, before the temple was destroyed, he couldn't cast the god power. So you
So
didn't. So you
you
didn't get that
completely outplayed
cinematic
that trigger.
experience of
Oh
the moment
Lord.
the temple goes down, boo,
Yep.
Underworld Invasion and extra forces and shit going on.
Yep, you completely outplayed that trigger. So well done. I noticed this while playtesting the mission itself, but
Oh
I was
man.
just like, okay, if the player manages to somehow destroy the town center first, even though the temple is way in front, then let it just be. Okay, just you beat the mission, you beat the trigger itself, because normally it would be very hard to win the mission from there on out, because at that point, Underworld Invasion summons so many units that you really must be prepared for it to actually beat it. And also these Hamadryad ambushes that happen at your base at that point, um, you gotta be on your toes to yeah, defend your mission, defend your base and actually win the mission then.
Honestly, no, that's really amazing. But no, I definitely agree. And like I'm gonna lend you, these men's got his words. I definitely would highly encourage spicing up and all that, and knowing how I've kind of screwed up the trigger. But this is what I had in that mindset. You know, when you're playing in the moment, you're always trying to strategize in your own way. And that is what I think, because I saw my ally getting ruined. I was like, oh shit, I need to help him because he was basically tanking so much. And like you've mentioned, making the campaigns differently, having the enemies fight one another is really cool. For example, even with Golden Gift at Mission 2, we are the Raiders, and we're fighting one another instead of having allies, which is cool because E3 was also trying to fight the enemy as well, but mostly landed on me, which is like, what? very, very few. That's one
Well,
thing.
I guess he hates the color red more. He hates the Raiders because the Brigons are not technically Raiders, but you're the Raiders, so he hates
Yeah,
you more.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and and to see it from a technical perspective, the normal skirmish AI, which
Yeah,
is the only one you can use in the editor, every other one doesn't work. It doesn't work that well on water maps. Sometimes
yeah,
it doesn't even use the water, it doesn't produce any fishing ships or warships or
true.
anything, it doesn't land. Um, you have to be lucky in order to get the AI to use the water on a water map. And I'm very glad that this worked out at least for
It
mission
does.
2 of the Golden Gift campaign. So
In
yeah,
in the second one for me, like I mentioned, for me it worked. The other raider, he was creating a lot of ships. That was for sure. Um, Aside from, like I said, E3 was not very interactive for sure. But like I said, there could be always been like other little, side objectives, for example, as well. Of course, we are gonna need to kill that bad guy, show him the force and all that. But it would be also nice to have like rewarding as well. For example, it's the same thing when you happen in your main campaign, right? Whenever you defeat an enemy, you get either some goods or any kind of all the goodness as well, which will be always very cool to have.
sure.
That will also offer a bit of spiciness as well. Even like you've mentioned, many people will obviously criticize, but that's just human nature on how things will be made. And to spice things up, it will be far good for you guys as well. Even if you do not know it or know it, try spicing up. Not just with cinematic side objectives could be cool. Different triggers, like you said, be it with the Silent Sanctuary, which I broke. But it was still
Yeah,
nice. Like,
it is what it is, but it exists. Yeah, you can go in and check it out later if you want. But yeah,
yeah.
it's quite cool.
No, I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna need to move on with the other things that I want to still try to go for
Mhm.
it. I'll maybe do it
Yeah,
in
yeah,
off screen. And
yeah,
like you
yeah. I meant
said,
off screen, obviously.
the recent change with how you've done with the golden thing, I see
Ah,
also really great.
it wasn't a giant update. It was a big overhaul for the bonus objective of on
Ah,
Grim.
yeah, okay. That's definitely cool too. I personally also liked how you've also done with the third mission of the Golden Ball, where it happened with the trolls and all that. That was also very cool. That you also had like a two fighting each other, one on each left and right, which is really amazing to have two. And it was really done well too, quite balanced too, not too much
Thank
heart.
you.
Um, Same thing
Yeah,
for the.
that's one of our newer ones as well. We
Mm-hmm.
uh well, I don't know. I don't remember the dates by heart, but we did like one after each other. We did the first, the second, and the fourth, and we skipped the third. and we just seemed a little bit harder, not too crazy, just a little harder compared to the other ones. And we got back a little later to do the third one.
Okay, because this is also something I want to address. Um, when we destroy their fishing ships, for example, right? We don't get anything from there. But when you're playing as the enemy, or well, in our case, the good guys actually, you get that fishing ships. For us, we don't get anything. So, for example, a compensation of like maybe wood could be cool. Like we raid them, we plunder them, we take the things, and instead of the getting like, hey, Itri has giving those goods, we get maybe wood and we plunder them, for example. Something like that could be very cool to have, like a trigger, right?
That's
And
a good
then
idea, actually.
with some
Very good.
with words, yeah, exactly. With
Yeah,
wood,
that's
we
actually a
just
really nice idea.
yeah,
Maybe we'll patch our mod and add that in. That's actually a really cool idea.
Yep.
exactly. These are like very small little details to offer, and it will make you far different compared to how Saw IOM does as well. Again, not the shaming or something, but the small friendly competition, some more uh, different things, like you've said, to spice things up. So feel free to write it down or keep it looking back at over here as well. And again, to everyone is also to inspire you guys as well. For example, on the fourth one, because I'm thinking out of my head and brainstorming ideas. Whenever you go to the fourth one, when we try to fight against the enemy as well, who will definitely start getting over us, quite overwhelmed because like two of them, we ourselves are alone. Sure, we have like big help and all that, like some giants coming to attack them could be very cool too, or any kind of different side of objective too. For example, collecting relics as well to empower us because they try to destroy our temples, right? They get powers. We, for example, should try to collect like I don't know the relics around us before they do to get some bump up as well. For example, it could be cool too, right? Um, and it's the same thing for the first mission too. Like we have a big bump there too. And for example, when we killed that heresy hero, I did not see any kind of reward there as well. Could be cool to have like I don't know.
Yeah, that one is patched. We patched the bonus objective in mission one. It's
Ah.
not only the bonus objective in mission one of the revolving Arnagrim.
Mm-hmm.
That is updated now to be sort of a mini boss fight in a way. Like there's some well there's surprises. There's some god power stuff going on, trying to fight against you, and we also get some god power involved
Mm-hmm.
rewards after he dies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, that's pretty cool.
And
Uh,
and we get rewarded with the forest fire god power, so we can actually use it on that wood patch that is blocking us off from that relic up atop on those mountains. So we can
oh yeah,
actually use it and get to it.
yeah, that would be cool. And like I said, I don't know if you guys have also done anything with within regard with the green AI because he was also not very interactive. It could be cool to have to also like kill them, for example, right? That would be also nice to have because there was like in total three AI present in the map, along with one of our other AI who could have also tried to help us and offer some interaction, right?
Yeah.
Which will be very cool to have. For example, Green Eye is actually Eitri himself, and then the other two are like his, I don't know, family and followers, I guess, and then you just fight them through and all that, which will be very cool. And like I said, Silent Sanctuary, it was perfect. I find it very cool. I don't have any constructive feedback on myself regarding that. Like I said, just aside from that little cinematic and more like um, a bit LARPing around it, right? A bit of chittering and all that with the bad guys and all that, this and that. Ragging Leaf, same thing. I would have still preferred also a little bit more interaction in regards on how and what, because we did saw that Gargaranson mentioned at times from hey, we're gonna start attacking, come and join. They did happen too, but also some side effects there would be very cool too to have some nice rewards or so.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we've definitely gone a little bit off board, but it's still like I said, very nice. And if I have ever need to say which one is my most favorite campaign and scenario so far, I would say Silent Sanctuary Reversed. I definitely like that one very much. And then comes of course the Golden Gift with the I think the third mission was my most favorite one. I will say.
Hmm.
But yeah, let's move on to the questions. Back again. Where do you find most inspiration from? Perhaps certain games or books or movies or real life events? Because I want to get into a little bit in depth. For example, you guys have already mentioned like, hey, we have taken some inspiration from Saw AM, StarCraft, but like, what is the biggest trigger that has got you into like, aside from being like, hey, we want to also be the bad guys and all that? Because like I said, you want to also try to represent them. How would you guys like represent in your theory?
Mm. That's a
Hmm,
hard
that
question,
it,
honestly.
yeah, it's quite that's quite a hard question.
I know.
Basically, I mean, other than what we already talked about with well, with our current focus is only on like specifically reversing existing content, both from the official Age of Mythology campaigns, but also from fan made favorites. Well, other than for me, it was the StarCraft Reverse campaign, and of course seeing Saw, but the way I look at it, it's such a unique puzzle to solve. To take a mission everyone knows by heart or that remembers fondly, and flip that perspective and then work to ensure that the balance and the feel of the original are still there,
Mm-hmm.
but still very fun to play and different and spiced up. It's been incredibly inspiring to collaborate with other fan campaign creators
Mm-hmm.
and getting their permission to put our reversed twist on their work has turned it into a real community wide project. There's lots of projects, mission twists that we have done revolving other creators' campaigns that we haven't uploaded on the mod browser. They exist in Saw AOM's Discord because we haven't done enough of them to form a full-fledged reversed campaign that is fully finished.
True.
But we are currently working on one of them right now. That the moment it will be finished and ready, we will be able to upload it to the mod browser.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right. Well, that's actually answers kind of some other questions, but that's nice information as well. But all right, okay. I'll then simply move to the next questions if you both have nothing else to say in this regard. Um, the next question is: can you tell us about one of your favorite creations? Like, what would you guys find like this is the most proud creations that I've done so far? Because, like I've said, for me, it will be Silent Sanctuary Reversed, and then comes the Golden Gift Reverse campaign with the third mission.
That is a really good question, and I
Mm-hmm.
immediately have to say that it's a scenario we haven't uploaded yet,
Mm-hmm.
since we haven't done the full Chinese campaign in reverse yet, but it is the Duel of the Deathless, but I'm Huang Wu twist for me personally. I've spent a lot of time on that, creating different versions because I've added a lot of extra enemies on that map. You don't, also you're not only fighting against Yan Fei Feng, Sang Yi, and the third one, Hu Yi. You are also fighting against heroes from across the world, different pantheons. Everyone is there to stop your reign of terror, so to say, as Huang Zawu. And it's just a huge map, and you have to defeat everyone. That is definitely the favorite one I've created so far. Uh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And what about you,
Mhm.
These Man God?
Thezmangod. Yeah. For me, I would say it's my a final plan, but you are Troy. It was the second mission twist I ever created myself solo. I remember being incredibly nervous when I first started. My first one, my first creation I ever made was the Lost Relic, but you are Kemsit. Wait, wait.
Okay.
That was
And I
really
was
good
on,
one.
and I
Really
was
good.
honestly worried my work wouldn't measure up to the quality of community expected. But seeing the positive reactions from people in the Sorry Whims community was a huge confidence boost. Since those early days, I've moved primarily into collaborating with Vamierez only. In fact, Vamierez has also been instrumental in helping me with polishing those original solo project missions twists and making them much more professional and high quality than they were when I first started.
Thank you. You're making me blush.
Not at all, friend.
Oh, but I think we have done a great job so far working
Mhm.
together on different twists, and I think the Just Enough Rope twist was originally the one when I started reaching out to you, Thezmangod. I think so, at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good times. I'm very happy to have you by my side in creating these different reversed scenarios. It's really cool.
Yeah, man. Same. I wouldn't. I would never be able to get this much. We wouldn't. There's no words. We would. I wouldn't have been able to even have the motivation. I think to even do the other like missions without just the warm reception of that community, and also again just where we went from there. It has been an amazing journey.
Mhm.
Totally agree.
Nah, that's for sure. I can definitely see how both of you have been very well and collaborating very perfectly as well. And from what I see, how so AOM's Discord is also good. And neither would I wouldn't have guessed that you guys are also actually the masterminds of also creating most of those campaigns, which you also play through as well, partially, even if it's so. Yeah, it's also interesting to know that your favorite quite of these campaigns, especially where I am present. But I'm gonna move to the next question and ask you guys which campaign or even mission is your favorite, because we've already talked about which one of your creations are good, are there. But what of the classics, let's say from the Fall of the Trident to the Titans, like which one do you favor the most?
Hmm. For me, if we're looking at mission twists overall,
Mm-hmm.
my absolute favorite has to be the Dwarven Forge, the Dwarven Giants, which is one of the Mirror's solo creations. It was such a blast to play.
Mm-hmm.
What I loved about it was the pacing. At first, I felt very powerful and secure building up my base.
Mm-hmm.
But once I had to actually push into the enemy, the challenge really kicked in. The AI was so effective at replenishing its forces that I couldn't just steamroll them. It turned into this intense tactical battle where I was constantly rotating units, sending in reinforcement waves and poking at their defenses to make sure they couldn't rebuild. It was that perfect balance of feeling in control of a powerful giant army while still being kept on my toes the entire time.
Okay. All right.
Maybe I misunderstood something, but didn't you mean one of the original missions or campaigns, or just
Yeah.
overall
Or,
twists?
original.
Oh,
Original. So
okay.
basically, out of your
Oh, sorry. I
creations.
thought in general, like all
Okay, that's why
experiences,
that's why I was
all stuff.
confused. That's why I was
Because
confused.
and
All
that
good though. All good.
because
Sorry.
like
Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking. Well, it wasn't one that I made, so I
no no
was
no no no.
reflecting off of what he made because that was a solo project of his.
Let
Thank you
me
though, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
let me rephrase it, because like I said, previous question was like your own creation, but when we're gonna go back to the recent question that I've asked, which campaign or mission is your favorite in regards to the classics, right? Not like the outside your own creations within custom, because we're talking about the one with the Fall of the Trident and the Titans campaign, of course, which are the classics, of course. So
All
which
right.
one do you favor most?
All right. I also have an answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it would definitely be Mount Olympus from the Titans expansion, the New Atlantis.
Okay.
It is so it's so rare to have a hero mission that is like genuinely fun and interesting and creative to play, like something so unique, and you get to have this army of myth units to just steamroll everything, and you can change
Yeah.
them between each other, and It's so cool. It's such a cool concept, and you wouldn't get that in any other Age of game. It's like, let me make all of these, use this the god power curse to turn these enemy units into pigs, and then get these pigs to become cyclopses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like,
Tactics.
yeah,
Yeah.
so cool, so cool.
Yeah, I think that's just actually one of the main reasons that could do, but I think also what also got you to interest very much, like I said, other triggers that just worked very finely, let alone the voice acting, the LARPing round of how you had to destroy the bases, etc., and then just how the events toned out, as well as the perfect storytelling. Right, that is how what made the people pique its interest, because that's what needs to be represented in your kind of custom campaign. And it's something I always oust, even be it in Age of Mythology or within Age of Empires 2 community, which I've ousted many times as well. Guys, don't just focus on making the AI very spammy and very strong or challenging, because challenges is one thing, but something that can be done anywhere. It's not unique. What is unique is a good storytelling, is a good side objectives, good map, but a map will just be overlooked when the challenge is too overwhelming, and it will just feel frustrating experience as well, which will of course influence the player's perspective on how the campaign is. So it's very important to try to offer different innovative missions, and like I always try to encourage you or any other creator which I've spoken to recently, is to make your own food, right? Because that's a passion we all share commonly. But try to spice something up, like you have already said. These men's got to make it really look very good. Same thing with Mount Olympus. In my opinion, I also like that one too. But if I had to choose which one would be mine most interesting one, I think it would be definitely Odin's Tower. I definitely like that one very much. Um, Especially in regards how we had to play out face through more than three enemies as well, through slowly bit by bit, and how it went with the wonders, how you moved on with the towers as well, or the same thing with I think it was not the ancient relic, but I think it was no, not Godin's Tower. I think, yeah, Rampage. I also liked also Rampage on how you can actually finish that, because not many people know it. You can definitely rush down that Titan and easily win it too, which is also a nice campaign too. But yeah, it'll be nice interest to know what you find very cool within the Rise of the Titans. But what campaign did you like, or scenario did you like within the Fall of Trident, if you had to choose these men, God?
Ooh, let's
Yeah,
see. The Fall of the Trident.
yeah. I'm gonna definitely give you guys a hard time answering that one.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
cool. That's
I,
interesting.
I can already say for me it's gonna be a place in my dreams. Absolute cinema, that mission. Perfect.
Actually, yeah, I was actually
Nice.
really just thinking about that. As I hate to, it's not stealing, but I really was just thinking about that mission because it's just, it's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, also the final Norse mission, uh, from the Norse part.
Mm-hmm.
I just the name's is slipping my mind, but it's a really good mission too. Really, really difficult,
All
really
is not lost.
challenging.
All is not lost. Do you mean that?
All is not lost. Yes, all is not
Ah, I
lost.
see. Yeah, that's a really good one, especially the retold version.
Yeah.
They did a
Exactly.
great job.
True. So all is not lost is the most favorite for you in regards, well, for these men's god, and for Vamierez, you definitely like good advice, which is the a place in my dreams. Or wait, no, a place in my
Yeah,
dreams.
yeah,
Okay,
it plays in my dreams. Yes,
okay,
that's
yeah,
my
okay,
favorite
all
one,
right,
definitely.
okay. Now, and what about what is your favorite within the New Atlantis? The Titans one. Which one do you favor the most?
That is a bit harder for me, but I
Mm-hmm.
really like Cerberus due to the insane difficulty it provides.
Okay, all right.
It's a good mission, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is.
already answered with Mount Olympus.
Yeah, first, true, true. All right. Well, then we're moving on to the next question, which is the fifth one. What is your most favorite custom campaign and scenario? It can be your own or that of someone else, but I prefer you guys to ask in regards. outside your own because we've already spoken that. What
Yeah,
other
yeah.
ones would you say?
So first of all, apologies regarding the previous question. Before I didn't know, I didn't, we did not understand that it had to be like from the official campaigns only. But okay, it's all good. Anyways, regarding this question, since I already talked about what I loved about Vamierez's creation, I'll talk about a different one, not from our own, not one of ours.
Correct.
Um, an easy one for me would be The Tale of the Dragon Retold by Shulchu and Rock.
Yeah.
I remember playing the original Tale of the Dragon in the extended edition and being so disappointed.
Yep.
The missions felt like such a slog, especially the final one. I just did it didn't have that Age of Mythology magic feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel right. It definitely did not feel like something made by Ensemble. It was not them. It was, well, it wasn't, but it didn't even feel like it. Not even close.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing what Shoulshu and Rock did. Taking the bones of the Luck Cluster campaign and transforming it into this genuine work of art. They didn't just fix the gameplay; they actually overhauled the story and the mission flow and made it feel like a true part of the Age of Mythology universe. It's the perfect example of how the community can take something that didn't quite land and turn into this something special.
True. True. I wholly agree. I've also recently finished it as well, and I think I remember playing it in extended edition, even though I've not really created any content regarding this on in a matter of videos. I definitely agree that the Tale of Dragon definitely touches very much as well. There are certainly still some adjustments in my opinion as well, which I've already mentioned, so I'm not going to get into it. But it definitely feels very good for sure. Um, so, yeah. What do you think, Vamires? Do you agree with? You'd say Tale of Dragon is your favorite, or?
If we talking full campaigns, then yeah, completely, 100%. The
Mm-hmm.
Tale of the Dragon remake is an absolute work of art, as the Zeman God already said. We have been in touch with those creators as well a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, and
Mm-hmm.
they're super nice people.
True.
But for me personally, I do have to say that I like the Immortal Struggle better, even though it is not finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Immortal Struggle made by Mr. Mobile, no, shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I just adore the mission design itself. There's so much detail that went into the maps and that secret little monkey you can find, and um,
True.
um, overall the attention to detail. Even the objectives are colored in the right way. Like if we're talking about a specific enemy, go destroy that enemy. That enemy is colored in their respective player color, which is a detail I find so nice.
Yeah.
I can't really take it into words, honestly, because I haven't known that you can do that until now, or until I've taken a look at one of his missions and started reversing that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, definitely the immortal struggle. I expect it will be awesome.
Yeah, it will be. It is not finished, and I had also the pleasure to speak with him, and it's. I fully agree. He has done quite a lot of dedication and a lot of time as well. There's actually something very good, but I cannot really right away jump into my personal opinion that is right away the perfect one right now because it's still not finished. But I definitely say it is actually also top two right now for me. There will be still the Siege of Athens for now, even though it's a scenario for sure,
Also,
and
really good one. Really
yeah,
good one.
it certainly
Yeah,
is.
that was an amazing one. Yeah.
It certainly is, and that one has also, in my opinion, very much details. A lot of nice as a cut scenery, special effects with triggers, or an army coming down with mythology and all that, or
Yep.
tipping the head towards on how the underworld is going to need some digging from Sparta, for example, with Gargarensis at the end. Like I said, it's just so much nice creativeness, spices, or little side objectives to plunder the farms to you know so much that can be mentioned over there, and it's just so good because you're getting literally lost in there. You can definitely try to strategize over there on how you're going to play this. It is the same thing that how I have played your guys' campaign, especially in regards to the Silent Sanctuary. So that is what one would like to have over here, offered on to us as consumers, and yeah, keep that up. Moving on to the next question, what have been the most challenging moments in your journey as a custom campaign or scenario creator, and how did you overcome them?
Hmm.
Exactly.
Well, let's see. First of all, I would say that just starting out, it was just the nervousness and just like being insecure about, oh my god, is this acceptable? Is what I made like okay to post? Is it like too sloppy, or is it's okay? Like just the starting out part, obviously. But also when I got this bug happening with the golden gift campaign, with the description got buggy, that was I was so nervous and angry and just trying to fix it, and it's like, why is it not working? Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out of his
And
mind.
reaching out everywhere, writing in the support help channel there, writing a ticket in the forums, right, trying to be like, because I'm such a perfectionist, I'm like, I can't have this be being fair. What if someone makes a video about our campaigns and there's just this description of our description is gone, and it's like, oh, and you made a video, it's like, oh, too late. uh, bad timing. It's like, but it's okay, it's fixed now, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Um Shulachu, one of the co-creators of Tale of a Dragon Retold,
Mm-hmm.
I remembered that something of that nature, or almost exactly the same, happened to their to their Tale of a Dragon uh, campaign for like a day or something. But what happened for a little while, they tried to there was an update, and I don't know, it was weird, and then it was fixed. So yeah, Shulshu helped us out, and she and yeah, and we got and we were told that it's probably just temporary problem, and after uh, updating it later, it will work out. Um, yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you say, Ramirez?
So for me, I think the question was, what was the hardest part in
What
scenario
has been the
making?
most challenging moments in your journey as a custom campaign or scenario
Ah,
creator, and how did you guys overcome them?
yes, same answer I would have given 2 seconds before.
Mm-hmm.
When I was working on the Duel of the Deathless Twist, but I'm Huang Wu,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like about 4 months ago, there was a bug happening with the Titan you are supposed to be summoning. Not as Huang Wu, but as the good guys. Um, when the Titan spawns, you can't really move him off the Titan gate. And I was wondering why that is. I've experienced this myself, and I've watched different YouTube videos of different people where that also happened. And when I was working on that mission and looked into the triggers, I figured out why that is and why the Titan acts so weird once he is summoned. And that was because of an issue inside the trigger path, because the arrival of the Titan is connected to a certain trigger path that makes him spawn once the Titan gate reaches 100%. Although the developers forgot to save the Titan gate and change it to its destroyed passable version, so the Titan can move freely and you can just yeah, walk him out of the Titan gate. That was a thing that yeah, I found out. I've I've yeah, how should I say it? I fixed it since then, and it was definitely a challenging part to figure out why exactly the Titan was behaving so weird, and what was tied to that. Let me say it like that. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. No,
fixing that
definitely.
whole kind of bug.
No, that definitely sounds very interesting and quite very dedication of both of you to try and even go through this challenging moments and struggles that you both had. And I'm glad that there still has been quite a lot of people who has been helping you even through the forums and all that. But it is also something that I've also definitely tried to encourage, right? In to Dark Antos and even Mr. Mobile to create a Discord server dedicated only for creators only, and that is what Dark Antos has done. So shout out also to him, who's also the creator of the Immortal campaign struggle, not Immortal struggle. I mean like Heroes of Blood Jour, where there's actually a Discord server dedicated to reach help and offer them questions, etc., so that both all of you can try to help each other. Because there's not also many content creators active who offer help and all that. For example, there is in Age of Empires 2 an active community who has dedicated creators offering guidelines and videos as well, unlike in Age of Mythology. And that is why I definitely want to also give you guys a heads up. There's also a Discord server from there to try to join it. I don't know if how much we can wane who is more useful, be it SAL AOM or in AOE customs. But I would still say it could never be you know a Discord less better than to have one more, right?
Sure,
So
why not?
um, like I said, try to get you guys to each other to help each other more betterly so that you guys can have more things going in it. Or if anyone is willing to take the mantle of try to create some videos on regards how editor also works, which we're also going to get to question some about too. You know, to help each other out. But it's still very nice to see this community helping each other out and that you guys still have overcome these challenges. Moving on to the next question. This is probably you're gonna guys right away jump into it. Have you guys
Mhm.
collaborated with other creators? If yes, what tips would you give to successful partnerships in the community? If no, would you be up to collaborations?
Uh, so for that one, first of all, yeah, absolutely. Collaboration is at the heart of what we do. Aside from my awesome partnership with Vamierez, we've had incredible support from Shulachu, who was invaluable in helping us get our works, like the mythical battles
Mm-hmm.
scenarios and the Golden Gift campaign running smoothly in the custom campaign menu. We truly couldn't have done it without that technical help.
Mm-hmm.
We've also been lucky enough to get permission from several top tier creators to reverse their work. We've already released To the West, but you have the Mountain Clan from Shilishu and Rock's Tale of a Dragon Retold. And we also got permission from Mr. Mobile, reversing missions from the Immortal Struggle, like Divine Council, but you are Kuroki. And another example is Black Sails, but you are the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And big drum rolls. Well, not really, but most recently, we got the green light from Battlefield 6 player. This is how he's called in the mod browser and the forums, to reverse his history retold The Siege of Athens scenario. So definitely look forward to that one because this is actually what we're working on right now. And once it will be ready, we will be able to upload it to the mod browser working with the custom campaign menu, and you will get to play The Siege of Athens reversed.
I'm definitely
Let's
looking
go.
forward.
Yeah. Uh, Anyways, the second part of the question, my biggest tip for a successful partnership is respect and humility. When you're asking to work with someone else's baby, in terms of what we do, which is to like reverse other people's creations, you have to be kind and true to the passion, and remember that no one has to say yes. And if they do, you should be thankful and considerate, and if they don't, be respectful of their time. And it's all about building bridges and not just mods, and also having an awesome fun time.
Yep,
True.
just be nice.
All right. Okay. What do you say, Vamires? Do you have anything else to add to it?
Oh no, I totally agree with the Thezmangod. Totally. I couldn't have said it any better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, just be nice and yeah, should go fine.
Okay. No, all right. Okay. That's definitely a very good intake. I wholeheartedly agree too. As well, it's very nicely put. We're moving on to the next question. Then, what advice would you give to someone who just starts out in a custom campaign or scenario creations?
Take it slow. Don't
Okay.
overwork yourself. Even or especially when you're learning the triggers themselves and what they
Mm-hmm.
do and what conditions can be tied to certain events. Just do it one by one. Experiment a bit and see for yourself what you can create. Just open a map, like a campaign map, and add your stuff to it and see if it works or not.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, feel free, this mango.
Yeah. Well, I think Vimmer said it really, really well. But for me, my biggest piece of advice is to just be open about being new. If you're starting out, don't feel like your first project has to be a masterpiece.
Yep.
When you share your work, especially if it's a place like Discord, let people know you're just starting out and that you're looking for feedback. From my personal experience, the Age of Mythology community is incredibly friendly and supportive of new creators. If you're honest about where you are in your journey, creating custom content and new twists and scenarios, you will find that people are more than happy to offer advice or help troubleshoot trigger issues or give you tips on balancing or to play test your creations. Just dive in, ask questions, and remember that every expert creator started out exactly where you are right now.
True. I wholeheartedly agree. The community is really nice. I have, like I said, for me, I've not really got into this community for very long. I've only recently started for a few weeks and or months, and I've had the honor so far to speak with various of creators like yourselves, and also, the content is really great and really nice so far, and I highly encourage this as well to continue on. And of course, respect one's boundaries and feel free to keep on communication because the communication is the key to the chess with wonders inside it. Um, but yeah, that is what I'll say too. Moving on to the next question. When you design a scenario or campaign, what comes first for your gameplay wise challenges, storytelling, historical accuracy, or fun, and why?
Uh, for me, it's always fun first.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement of creating new campaign style content is what keeps me going. That fun usually starts with like all sorts of brainstorming sessions I might have with Ramirez. We love doing deep dives into the lore, figuring out which heroes or gods fit perfectly for a specific army, ensuring everything aligns with both the original mission story and potentially, if possible, the actual mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Having those discussions and building the foundation of the mission is a blast. If we're having a fantastic time designing these what if scenarios and the lore connections, we know that energy is going to translate into a fun experience for the players.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, it's just honestly, it's been an awesome, fun experience. Just the many talks and discussions and um, just experience of collaborating with the mirrors is a fun experience for myself. It's just been a blast. So for me, it really is just the fun of doing it.
Okay.
Likewise, man. For me, it is definitely fun too, but also challenge. I usually play on Titan and therefore balance our maps with the Titan difficulty in mind. I switch around the difficulty triggers that are inside the
Mm-hmm.
mission. So, for example, um, the easy bonuses you normally get as the good guys are applied when you play on Titan as the bad guys. Um, to make it a bit more balanced that way. But I also try to even out starting conditions or a villager count or um, advancements or stuff like that. So everything is nice and balanced out. So yeah, definitely fun, but also challenge to some degree.
Okay. No, I wholeheartedly agree. Fun is definitely the most important aspect within any kind of game, even if it's a custom campaign or scenario. For that's the sole reason behind gaming as well. It's also something that I've always been advising and saying out loudly, and I will never stop saying it as well. And for sure, challenges are welcome as well because it is always something that keeps one going, but also story, in my opinion, be it historical accuracy or be it some mythology focused over here, because that is what Age of Mythology is for here, but
True,
also the wonderful story behind it.
true.
With tipping the head towards certain gods and all that pantheons, whatever you want to say, or certain places like Atlantis. Um, Moving on to the next question, which is again going to be quite difficult too. What tool triggers or editor features do you rely on most, and which ones do you wish were improved?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're asking really good questions, man. I like it.
Like I said, it took me a while to create this list, and this was actually first created when I was doing it within Age of Empires 2 community. It took me quite a few hours, but I did also copied it for you guys, for Age of Mythology, but I added a little few things that I will, leave it to you guys to find out
Mhm.
because I cannot, spill the beans all the way. So, you know, by all means, take your time and answer it wholeheartedly because in my opinion, like I've mentioned to you guys within the DMs, I'll also say to the audience if they care to watch and hear, I find it very important that we should try to voice out our concerns, our needs as well, so that hopefully the creators as well will try to offer a little bit of leg up as well, or the community as well, because that way we can, create a nicer community and more good experience, etc., etc. So, you
Mhm.
know, feel free to answer it wholeheartedly. Like, what do you think uh, you've used or so much within your editor? Because again, not even I know how it works, and I'm sure there's still many people also who struggle with it. So, you know, what would you say this needs a little bit of rework? Because even when I have done the previous interviews too. Some people have mentioned that within the extended edition or even the original editor was far more troubling than the one which is now. So I want to know you guys their intakes in this regard.
Compared to extended edition, the Retold editor is such a blessing. It is really
Mm-hmm.
well made and way better than the old one. Though, for me personally, I would like to have a few descriptions for the triggers themselves, what they do, how they act, and
Okay.
how they can be, how the conditions can be met. Just like some small descriptions in an extra window or something, because sometimes I don't even know what some triggers do, and without asking some other people, you cannot get the information. And I tried with googling, and of course, sometimes I found the solution to my problem with googling, but the information is very scarce on the Retold editor. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be really nice to have some descriptions. And the tool I'm most relying on would be, yeah, the triggers themselves too. Most likely the extended resource triggers I set up for the enemy AIs, so they deplete their resources slower. It's just
Ah.
uh,
Okay.
it's just a way of making the map less cluttered with resources, so they have enough space to build, and so they don't wall themselves in with their own buildings, for example. Um, So yeah, it's a giant trigger. It's like unit modify action with unit type, and then you have to type like several things into that to actually slow down the resource depletion rate of a villager, and then you have to apply that for every single villager type. So if there is a pantheon which has multiple villagers, like the Chinese with their Quafus,
Mm-hmm.
you have to also apply these changes for the Quafu as well, because it's always one unit data that you can change with these triggers. So you always have to make them multiple
Yeah.
times if you want to affect multiple things.
Sounds very relatable. Sorry for cutting you off, but this is what Dark Ant has also mentioned as well, because there used to be some triggers in regards to how units are going to be spawned. Like there's a spawn trigger, right, on what you're going to make and all that, and there's also like a group training trigger as well, which actually was
Yep.
very broken in the extended edition, and that's not something good to do. But one singular unit and all that was very good. And according to me, if I remember correctly from our previous interview with him, it's now fixed and it's now working very more betterly compared to, like you said, extended edition he as well. So definitely interesting intake. What do you say yourself, these Mangod? What do you agree to this, or would you um have anything different of opinion over here?
I think Vamira's answered the question very, very well. I'm gonna let
Mm-hmm.
him take the lead on this, on the technical
Oh.
side of this, as I mean, I haven't been in the scene for only like 6 months, maybe, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
still discovering things as I go. And Vamira's has, in that sort of regard, a lot more experience than me.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's okay. I mean, by all means, you're also free to offer your own opinions as well on what you have definitely used most. Like, what would you say through your journey within 6 months within the editor? Because again, this will of course also encourage new ones. What do you say you have used most yourself in the editor, and which one do you still say you prefer to improve?
Hmm. Good question. Well, the thing I most use is stuff involving like the player data, and
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of the basic foundational stuff, and also, oh, I have something that really comes to mind.
Mm-hmm. There you
I
go.
really, yeah, yeah, it just came to me. Yeah, I hate how you have this tab with for creating additional units. And
Mm-hmm.
for example, there's I don't know if there's more than two, but I think there's at least two types of chickens.
Yeah.
And chicken,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So this,
okay, elaborate.
yeah, here we go. Yeah, so there's two types of like chicken units, and they're like called exactly the same, and they look identical. But one of the chickens is a normal chicken, and the other chicken is a chicken that has like over 10,000 HP and meat, and maybe explodes or something. And
Huh?
they, yeah, I don't know why,
They
but yeah,
actually
and
changed
they
it.
appear right next to each other. They are identical in name and icon, everything. And the only way to see if it's the right, if you spawn the right chicken, is to check inside in game itself to see if it's the correct chicken. Is this it? Yes? No? Damn it!
I think the left one is the correct one. Although, Simon, I do have to say, the developers noticed this and they have renamed the chickens. So there's only one just chicken.
Oh, they fixed
Uh,
it. Oh,
they
good. I
fixed it.
remember when
They
it was
fixed
not fixed. That sucked.
there's chicken, explosive chicken, and evil chicken now.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
I remember the time when it was not updated and it was just chicken, and there
Yes,
was
yes,
just
I remember.
duplicates of chicken.
I remember that happened
Ah,
on the Well of Ord.
yes, yes,
Yes,
it did.
yes.
Oh, don't talk about the Weller word. Oh, horrible! That I have a horrible experience with that one. I don't know if you guys saw that, but in case if anyone, again, shout out to Darkentus again with his Heroes of Besoshores custom campaign. Here's again, I have bugged out something again, so it's not just you guys experiencing me screwing up with the triggers with Inside and Sanctuary reversed that I go from behind, but I've done something that is once again unexpected. When I played his first mission, um, I garrisoned my units in the Well of Earth. Now, guess what happened? The Well of Earth disappeared because it was, story bound and all that. And guess who were in there? The main protagonist and also many of your notes. So
Oh
I
no.
struggled. By all means, a big pat on my shoulder. I did finish the mission, but it disappeared. And Darkantos was, I found it very funny, but I, on the contrary, I didn't because I had a hard time trying to struggle that mission. And by all means, feel free to check that video out, and you'll definitely understand. But like I mentioned before, that Welliver just disappeared after we destroyed quite a few of their bases with the giants and all that. But yeah, I lost my main protagonist and couldn't do some triggers too because there was like a statue which needed the main protagonist of the story, which is Darkantos, and to gain some powerful gifts as well. But it just dissipated, so I just screwed up. So I can definitely understand that it can be very frustrating to have like different, well, similar namings of two units, which is not very well described. And just like you said, Vamierez, and Thezmangod, when you have like many things similar named, there's no description. How would you know what you're placing, right? So I'm glad that the creators have definitely changed it. But like I said, there's still so much things to do and so much things to need to change, especially very important one. That's why I offer this question. What do you find the most important one that needs to change? And of course, to offer your own experiences, to go back and delve back into that good old nostalgia, to have a laugh while we're trying to offer people good intakes. Um, Moving on to the next question. Has player feedback ever made you rethink or redesign a scenario? And can you share as an example?
To be honest, we're still in the early stages of gathering community feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't gotten a lot
Mm-hmm.
yet, and we hadn't had any major redesigns. Though having you play through the missions and share your take on what could be improved has been incredibly helpful.
Mm-hmm.
We're really thankful for that kind of detailed input because it helps us see the missions through another player's eyes rather than just as creators.
Mm-hmm.
We're always looking for more of that constructive energy as we release more content.
There are some times where we receive some amount of player feedback, for example, on the Saw AUM Discord server, but there's also a person, she's called
Mm-hmm.
Bonnabelle W on the Discord. Shout out to her. I've been extensively talking with her for the last 6 months or so as well. She's one of my main playtesters. She helps me a
Mm-hmm.
lot with getting the balance right of a mission and suggesting several different creative ideas and takes where I actually decide to implement some of those things, or almost all of them, because they are almost all quite good takes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there have been several times where she has actively made me rethink how I want to approach a mission or how I want to design something. Same case with the Z-Man God as well. I've been talking with him about every mission we were working on for the past 6 months, how we want to implement things, how we want to do things. So we are getting some amount of feedback, yes, but not not really that much.
Yeah, to continue Vamirz's point, where I was coming from is that after releasing most of the time when it comes to playtesting or getting help from someone like Bonneville, it happens before we release the mission
Yes.
twist. So it's like pre that, and then so specifically talking about a redesign or that is in the realm of a patch or an update after release. We haven't really received a lot of feedback after we already released the mission, being like, hey, except for maybe here and there, very little like small bug fixes or small things like for example, an enemy army has built or positioned a temple in a way that they're constantly producing units into a corner, and those units are not attacking us
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yes.
Um, but for the most part, we haven't received any detailed feedback in the realm of what you have been like saying and giving us some interesting thoughts and ideas on how to
Yeah,
spice up, as they say, our
yeah,
creations even more.
Exactly.
yeah. I think people like this is something that is what I try to do as well is just to offer more things to for people to consume, because many people are just only there to consume and not really care to give even a rating, or even an opinion, or things to give, because some people do not really feel they have the um, entitlement, let's so to say, to do that. Even though I highly encourage some more different how should I say, perspectives, because if we're gonna also look at it, your campaigns and creations, even through the ratings that I see, it's just very few. But again, this is not just because you guys are not popular, or because it's not really interesting, or uh, because it's not really mandatory. It's just simply consumer mentality, which is really saddening, because we can see that also through the scene. Whenever it's just negative, they'll obviously whine. Whenever it's very good, they will say something good. But whenever it's like neutral, you don't hear too much. So that's why I think it's very important to try and encourage more communities with these kind of videos, or try to get some poke in certain places from the people in host to get some feedback as well. Because, like I said, if I look at Red English Reverse, there's only be like 7 ratings. If I'm gonna look at the Silent Sanctuary, same thing, 7 ratings. And when we're gonna look at the Golden Gift campaign reverse, which is only 8 ratings, but when I'm gonna look at the downloads, it's always either 300 to 200 to 300, and that is still good. Um, but then again, Age of Mythology community, I think it's far more smaller compared to the Age of Empires 2 community, and I think it's the same thing compared to StarCraft, which is also bigger, I think, than the AOM. But that's why trying to spice things up in hopes to get some more interesting ideas will be also good. And I think reverse is also a very cool idea, but making it just only reversed won't, I think, encourage much replayability. Adding something else up, especially with spicing, could make it far more cooler, because people don't really want to replace something only um, because it's just replayable. Having something else will lure them, let's say that, to better, right?
Yep.
Um, to make it look
Yeah,
very
definitely.
good. And that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because again, Saw AOM, he is very good at doing that as well, to showcase these interesting things, and then people try to play it. That's cool, but I would say taking it to the next level by making it even more interesting, adding different side objects, adding different, I don't know, uh,
Additional
innovative,
enemies.
yeah, additional enemies or additional allies to make it big clashes and feel more lively, to different cinematics with a little bit larping lines or whatever. Even if it doesn't have to be cinematics, a bit of voice acting, a bit of that and that. There's so much that can be offered, and that's what I've tried to do it. Even in the Age of Empires 2 community, some people have accepted, some people have not. But hey, I've done it, and if they want to take it, it's free. Because, like you said, I respect one's boundaries, but what I do not respect is just trying to copy paste. That's just a bit boring, honestly. That's just, like I said, consumer mentality. They won't just get into it. And there's something also we have seen throughout the gaming industry, um, that people do not like that as well. But definitely very good. And hopefully you guys will get even more feedback. And by all means, I try to do my best, not only for myself, also for you guys and for everyone else, even within my small community. And hopefully it will offer other people who will, contribute to this too. Moving on to the next question. How do you approach balancing the difficulty or custom campaign and or scenario in a challenging but still focused on the fun aspect for a wider audience? Because, like I said, in Age of Empires 2 communities, sadly, some AIs can be very spammy, and the challenge is just a little bit too toppled enough. Some people say they use testers, some people say they try it out as sales. How do you guys um, tackle this little issue? Well, not issue, just this subject, let's say that.
So I'd say that we are working together on this.
Mm-hmm.
we are both playing the missions and
Mm-hmm.
trying to talk about what could be improved and
Mm-hmm.
what could be more balanced. Same case with Bonnabelle, who I've mentioned a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
She helps with that a lot too. And yeah, if the AI is acting too overpowering, then you can easily go into the player data and nerf them a bit. Adjust their starting resources or their max population, so
Mm-hmm.
they adjust to these new stats. Let me say it like this. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, it's definitely in a kind of long progress. It takes it's definitely one of the most time-consuming things when making a map to make
Mm-hmm.
sure it's balanced correctly. But I think we are doing an okay job at it.
Yeah, I think so too. I wholeheartedly agree to that. What do you say, these men good? What do you wholeheartedly agree to that too, or would you differ?
I fully agree with Vamierez.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like other than just both of us like checking out, trying to play test the missions,
Mm-hmm.
trying to see if anything comes up that could be refined to behave and act better here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We've just been really relying on like someone like Bonneville, for example, to also opportunities for people to help and playtest. And again, very, very rarely we got some like post launch, like, hey, I noticed this thing, and we patched it out. But it's rarely happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Okay, all right. No, that's definitely a good intake too, for sure. Um, how do you think you guys have been doing so far, also within the Age of Mythology Retold creator community? And what would you tell your younger self if you had the chance? That's again quite a difficult question as well, because you also have to like hold a mirror to yourself and offer yourself a bit of constructive feedback. What do you guys think? This is something I could improve myself in, and this is how I could have maybe done it betterly, or this is what I could have also done to maybe spread the word, or maybe try to change, or hey, why did I waste so much time? I should try to make sure that I tell that to my younger self, for example, because there's such some intakes and from previous creators as well that I sometimes regretted certain things of hey, why did I waste so much time? I could have done it that would have been better, or that I would have said like hey, I could have spent so much more time in creating things and made it more fun contribution for the people to enjoy, because they seem to have enjoyed my missions and all that, which again there's been so much relatable things. Like, how do you guys see yourself in the current situation?
That's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wouldn't say that I have like major regrets
Mm-hmm.
because, as in many different shows or certain movies, like failure is part of progress, and you learn a lot from your failures and from mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have the successes I do have without the failures.
True.
If there's one thing that is in a still it's still an issue for me here and there is when I get stressed and nervous very very easily when
Mm-hmm.
things don't work out, especially
Mm-hmm.
when it's something that I feel like I have no control over. I mentioned this before, but it's so fresh and relevant as something that I would like to try, and if I could affect a younger version of myself or something, to be more calm and take a breath and not rampage and become a stress ball when things don't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Just that feeling where that bug with the description happened for the Golden Gift campaign, and nothing I tried worked, and I tried to update it through the AOE forums, and I tried to update it inside Vamod browser, and I reached out to multiple places, including the Age of Empires help service, and through the ticket system, for the support, and everywhere. I tried everything, and it was really getting to me, and I should not have let it get to me. And I'm really thankful that Shilchu was able to reach out and be like, "Don't worry about it. It happened to me too." And I also was like, you know, not having a good time when that was happening, and I was able to update it and fix it a day later. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just a bug that can randomly happen to anyone that is trying to update their mod's description, and it can just happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's Yeah, that was an experience. But yeah, I really would like to try and get better at not letting these sort of things get to me as badly as they do.
Yeah. I fully understand, fully agree with you there. No. What do you say, Miras? Do you agree to this, or do you have anything else to add in this intake?
I can only agree to this as well. Also,
Mm-hmm.
stress is the main thing, man. You just can't let it get to yourself because oftentimes I've had this happen to me as well, where I've stressed myself over needing to finish a specific reversed mission, and oh man, I gotta do this and that, and then later I'm gonna have to take care of this Age of Mythology mission and get that done. I've started to take a bit of an easier approach to this and
Mm-hmm.
really just take it as an hobby because it's really nothing supposed to be really serious about this. I'm
Yeah.
just doing this for fun as a hobby. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to handle it like that and not let it get to me and put myself under pressure or
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, just take it easy.
Yeah, that is first. That is something I highly would advise for sure as well. Try to see it as like again a fun project of yours. You're trying to again it's not really that like big deal when it's going to be a little bit of failure. What in my opinion is really what matters is try to put it as you would like to put it, right? And whenever you fail, try to move on and do something else instead of wasting much of your time, and then get back to it whenever you can, of course. Well, you're just continuing with other things, right? That is a good feedback in my opinion to you guys, and my advice personally, even as a content creator myself. um you know, try to not get too overwhelmed, and whatever it's done. And if people do not like it, hey, you can just say this and this and this, and that's just it, and then let that person just bring it down as well, because sadly that is something which overwhelms us a lot, because again, like Thezmangod has already mentioned, you know, when you create something, it's like your little baby. You've created it, you work with that thing, and you work with your character as well, because there's a personality of you within it. So I can definitely understand that it's definitely going to be very heavy. Try to take breaks as well. There's also something that Christophorus has also advised. Ozzy, many people as well from the AoE2 community, and I've also heard Mr. Mobile saying that too, and Darkentos as well. You know, he is also playing a lot of WoW, for example. Take breaks as well to not also get a burnout. That is also very important, and quite a common issue too. So, you know, we're all human beings and we're all sensitive, so it's no shame when you're getting a little bit emotional, right? Um, but yeah, then you guys have partially answered this question though. What would you guys say to your younger self if you had the chance, right? Because we've tackled the issue, but how would you like try to say this to your younger self, right? In your opinions.
Just don't overthink stuff too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not that deep in the end, and
Yeah,
you can get something figured out if you try hard enough. So there's always a solution.
true. What do you
Yeah,
say,
that's what I would say to
Yeah,
myself. Uh, it's hard sometimes. It's very
of
hard
course.
when it's. Uh,
Yeah, No, of course. It can be very hard, so by all means try to get yourself off the things and, come back to it. It's another time and focus. Because like I said, you guys are artists and you can make a very good job of here, and it's always better to make something wholeheartedly than half-heartedly, because that can always get negative. But, at times you should not pay too much mind of those guys, because like I said, you guys are an artist, and that is what matters, because it's not an easy task to make such a great campaign over here, right? But we're moving on to the next question. How do you see the Age of Mythology retold in the future? Because this is also a very conflicted question, be it from the competitive side or the single player side, right? And I would like to know you guys' intakes in regard to this, especially since Age of Mythology pantheon of the Aztecs is coming about too, and people are rather hot and quite how do you say it, very, some people are excited, the other side, like I said, the campaigns are not very happy about it, and others are just quiet. What do you guys say to this? Do you think is
Hmm.
there's a storm brewing, or do you guys say, hey, it's actually very good takes? For example, Dark Fantasy himself sees it quite good, and there's much more stuff for the editor to come around. Like, what do you think? And do you think it's finally justice? Because this is also a pantheon that has been long requested, especially back in the AoE Kid Heavens forums, remember? Um, what do you say?
Yeah, I remember there was an Aztec mod for the old extended
Exactly.
edition, so that
Yeah, I
pantheon was
saw a few
always,
clips about that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it was always highly requested by the community.
True.
So I'm really happy that the developers finally decided to give us an Aztec pantheon to play around with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Regarding the future of this game, I'd say regarding esports and competitive play, I've caught wind of some news that the Age of Empires or Age of Mythology developer team wouldn't fund any competitive plays anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really see a bright future in regards to that. But I dearly hope that will get another Pantheon. I don't play competitive play. I mostly dwell inside the campaigns or play a few skirmish matches here and then.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, me,
I'm
I as well.
yes, I'm always happy about new content, new pantheons to play around with. I have the what's that mod called? Five new major gods. I think that's what the
Yes,
mod
the
is
five new
called.
major gods mod
Yes,
by a proper gentleman.
really good mod. It's a prelude to a mod that will come in the future, called Age
Divine
of
edition.
Mythology Divine Edition. Right, exactly.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to that. I always love new content, and I will always be happy about new stuff coming
that's
for Age of Mythology. So yeah,
that's quite a spoiler, damn it! I didn't know that. That's quite new because,
yeah,
like I said, this is actually a fact. The esports for the Age of Mythology is basically definitely lost. Who knows? Maybe it
yes,
will come back, but I can definitely see quite a lot of um, how to call it, frustration from the community over here, especially for example people who many will know, of course, Boyd or any other
yep,
of those big streamers who are definitely not happy about it as well, especially with the new pantheons. When I've definitely looked out to the videos and his streams and all that, and even hear the other friends talk about it as well, it's not really perceived very well. But again, there's nothing much you can do, and definitely not a frustration that should be ousted against the single player community, but rather to the creators. But then, in a way, to find a middle ground on it, because it's not a good mentality or a good approach overall to push this frustration to one another, but rather to find a middle ground as well. And that is what I have also tried to oust, even in the Age of Empires community too, because this is also quite a common issue there too. But I definitely look forward to it. I personally am very happy about the with the Age of Mythology, with the Aztec DLC too. I still want to see so many other pantheons because, for example, around the Baltic Sea, there's a lot of nice pantheons around there, or the pantheons around the Asian steppes with the Mongols and the Turks over there, because they have also quite many nice mythologic gods over there to be their shamanic beliefs or other stuff. There's also a nice mythology around the Arabian Peninsula as well that is very potential, or even Africa. But again, how and what shall be done is again a big question. And of course, if the players will be very interested in regarding to see those too. Because again, I've definitely seen quite a few nice games as well. Because I'm not just only a Age of Empires game and streamer. I've done a lot of variety. And for example, the game, what was that game again called? I've played it quite a few months back. It was actually done a very good job representing the Baltic region. It's mythologic game, so you guys can check it out as well. A very big shout out to them as well. Which would be very nice to play or even be represented over here as well to get a little bit of heads up of those guys. Their how should I say, the game, which is Goldsworn, because it's a very nice game too, and like I said, very nice pantheon, with Sally and all that kind of stuff, uh, to go forth with. But here's then another question: like, how um aside from the Aztecs, right? What would you guys say would be an interesting pantheon? Because the mod and how do they work? Like, could you explain a little bit on that regard too?
Do you want to take care of that?
Well, I can answer. Not that I'm an expert on how exactly the mod works, but basically, what I know about the five new major gods one, because that one doesn't add a new mythology. It only adds two more Norse major gods, and it adds three additional Japanese major gods. What it does is inside the skirmish option, where you select your gods for skirmish, you can take a look at what the major god offers in terms of a major bonus and a bit of a tech tree, special units, all that sort of stuff. In the tech tree learn area, it's sort of broken and doesn't really work for some reason. And also, there's like a current bug with the mod where, if I can find where I wrote it down, but there's, I think, with one of the Japanese gods, there's an issue where, if I can find it. There it is. Yeah. For Magatushi no Kami, the god minor god selection is not what it says in the skirmish information panel, and it's actually the same as Izanami's for some reason. So the same minor god selection Izanami has is the same one in game Magatushi no Kami has for some reason, even though in the info panel it says he's supposed to have something else. I'm assuming it's a current bug with that mod. Hopefully it will be fixed. But yeah, what it does is that it allows you to basically select these new major gods to play as, and you can play as these gods which have their own special bonuses, like main bonuses, and they also have the unique archaic age god power and maybe special bonuses, like for that level of the archaic age. And usually there's also new minor gods. So especially with the Japanese, there's new minor gods, and yeah, I think mostly with the Japanese it's new minor gods. With the Norse ones, I don't think there's a new minor god. There's just different arrangements of using the Freyr minor gods together with the other minor gods.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'll just a small addendum as well regarding that mod. I specifically, those are solo creations I have done. I have made a mission twists using that mod, where I did a lore dive and took a look and checked to see which mission it would be the most interesting to, instead of the major god that you play as one of the new gods introduced in the mod, because I felt that was one thing that was it wouldn't be fair to expect that of the modder. But just like with the Freyr DLC, or just like with the Demeter DLC, there's a campaign mission made to offer this opportunity to learn how this major god plays. So I thought, hey, I could try and make a mission twist, very, very simple, basic mission twist, nothing in special or super spicy, but an opportunity where instead of the major god that you play as, you play as a the most lore fitting, let's say, leave no trace, which is the fifth mission in the Japanese campaign, instead of playing as uh, um, I forgot his name,
I think it was
the chaos god, the
Susanoo. Susanoo.
Susanoo. Yeah, sorry, it's slipping my mind. Susanoo. Instead of playing a Susanoo, which doesn't really make a lot of sense in lore for you know, for Yusuke to worship the god that was involved with kidnapping her father, to instead worship Izanami.
Okay.
Uh, So just a small example of even when it comes to that sort of a mod, I made some mission twists projects involving that
That's definitely a
for
very
fun.
interesting intake, Manny. Honestly, nah, that's definitely cool. That sounds very cool. And how should I say? The offers also different perspectives as well for everyone to, you know, to go forth and try to enjoy as well. Because, like you've also already mentioned, there's quite a few, very few god packs as well that have been added, and very interesting to see in the way that they've done. And even if there's like no whole campaigns that are just only like a very few small battles with a little bit of an introductionary twist, basically. And that was really cool. And especially how you've put it, that's also very amazing. And I didn't know that they would eventually try to add it in the game, which will be very cool, even if it's like a mod. Who knows what other future we'll be having if in regards to these paintings as well. But from what I understand, you guys definitely see a very good and a uh, fortunate, well, not a fortunate, flourishing future for Age of Mythology Retold for sure, right?
100% modding wise and campaign wise and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully content wise, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's very good for sure. Then we'll move on to the next question. If you could instantly change or add one feature to Age of Mythology Retold scenario editor, what would it be? And not just editor. You could also just mention, like overall anything. Feel free to mention it.
Sorry again, I didn't understand that question. Can
So,
you?
Yeah, me too.
if you could instantly change or add one feature to the Age
Ah,
of Mythology Retolds, be it the scenario editor or overall, what would it be?
okay, now I got it. Hmm, pretty
Yeah.
good question since we already have a really good editor nowadays.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know. It's very difficult. I mean, not entirely. Some people have, again, not really been happy, especially in regards to like what kind of mountains and all. That's what also like Mr. Darkentos has already mentioned. The way certain mountains have been named and all that was a little bit weird, or the train or something has could be also reworked. And like you also said, some certain triggers were also not that good. But there's definitely a lot of improvement, that's for sure. Even for the Age of Empires 2 community, there's a lot of improvement. But you could also say like, hey, I don't know, maybe this trigger could use a big change right away. Like say you're just right
Ooh.
away hired right now by Microsoft, and they say, okay, give us something that we need to change to make the game more playable, for example, or more interesting, or I don't know.
Well, in terms of an improvement with the editor, I don't know if it would be considered a new feature, but from many talks that I have had with Vamierez, I am aware that when it comes to the underworld tile set emissions, that happen in the underworld. Um, let me check the missions at the end of the Greek portion of
Mm-hmm.
Fall of the Trident, Revelation and Strangers,
Mm-hmm.
as well as in the Norse area, you have the Unlikely Heroes mission. For example, these are missions where one of the biggest gripes in terms of working on those missions in general is there's like a major issue with like either it's be placing structures or buildings on them or trying to like make the AI construct things on them. There's like issues involving that tile set, and it would be nice if there
Mm-hmm.
was like just allow this area to be built on, regardless of preconceived rules you had before. Just allow, just one button, just allow. It doesn't matter. Make it work.
That's
Yeah,
actually a great call. Yeah.
true. I wholeheartedly agree to that. Do you have anything to add to this, Blaze, as well, or?
Oh, right now? No, not really. I think it's a really good idea. I like
Okay,
it.
all right, okay.
Just
Well,
flip the
no.
switch.
Okay. Any other changes you both would like to have in mind or would like to add as well, be it the editor or the game overall?
Not really. Nothing else really comes to mind right now, at least.
Okay. Well, then we'll move to the next question. Are you currently, well, again, this is going to be spoilers, currently working on any custom campaign or scenario ad, and are you willing to share some juicy information about it, or would you rather keep it to yourself for now as you keep on cooking?
Yeah. Well, as you said, we don't know. We know what questions you were going to ask, but it was so spicy. And since an earlier question sort of touched on collaborations, I just had to share it because we're excited about it.
Yeah.
But yes, we are currently working on history retold, the Siege of Athens reversed
Mm,
at this moment. Um, and once it will be ready, we will hopefully get some help from Shulichu or Battlefield 6 player himself. We'll see. And get it shaped and refined and uploaded to the mod browser as something that works as a scenario that works through the custom campaign menu. And for all those that have enjoyed that special scenario, we will be able to play that scenario in reverse as the Athenians. And
mm-hmm.
there'll be some different events. Certain things will be different with the terrain. We're still looking into things. We're finding things. We did a lot of special deep dives involving heroes and things involving the mission. It's gonna be a good fun time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of things that we didn't upload to the mod browser that we've already finished, again, we're less comfortable with releasing unfinished campaigns on the mod browser. Um, we'd rather just have it exist currently in SawIOM's Discord for now. And then once the time comes where we get a fully finished campaign going, we can then work on uploading it to the mod browser.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, if there is any specific mission that comes to your mind, from the official campaigns that you have an interest in playing, to checking out what we did in reverse, we can send that specifically your way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in terms of it being like full on, like on the mod browser, outside of the Discord server where it's published now, we'll have to wait until we get a full campaign up and ready.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's really hard to make a full reverse campaign because some missions are just not really designed for them to play as the enemy. For example, take Atlantis Betrayed, the second to last mission of the new Atlantis campaign.
Yeah.
How do
Well, I
you want to
mean,
play that at the enemy?
yeah, I mean, that's my thing. This is what I always advise and try to encourage you guys and offer different perspectives, right? You reverse sounds good, but reverse it's not only means okay, you're gonna be able to step in the shoes of the enemy and play, you just defeat that base and now that's it. No, in my opinion, if you're going to offer reversed, offer also a perspective how the enemy would behave in their shoes. For example, if I were Kemsit, right, I hate the shit out of Monra, and I would obviously try to do my best to wreck her base and make the life of those farmers, within Nile, their life very horrible. Destroy farms, screw up their, food productions as much as possible, and you know do add like a side objective that we do destroy like the ships and all that, break the military and all that kind of thing, right? Because that is also what we have in the original. Because when you jumped in Armando's shoes, you save some people, you help them, you destroy some stuff, and you then try to capture Kemsit, of course, but he escapes. But what if you were Kemsit? What would you do? Would you also capture Armando or try to? Of course you would. But then Amanda, for example, either escapes because some men sacrifice their life, or Kemp captures him. Right? That's just a perspective that you could add. But this is something that is lacking, and I personally, as a consumer, would like to see that. What would you? How would you guys see? Of course, I'm not gonna then judge like, hey, why did you do this? Not you're not the creators of this campaign. How dare you? No, I would respect it. I would say, that's an interesting thing, and that's really cool because of course then I've already seen it for example from COM saw AOM's videos and I'm like okay that's really cool and all that how he played and all but it doesn't really offer any kind of spice you get what I mean so that's why I would like if imagine if you're gonna play redo the Atlantis here's just like random brainstorming right you stop the Atlantis from escaping you make their life horrible right you try to do like I don't know for example like guerrilla warfare where you just destroy their stuff or force them to escape via uh, going to the other side of the island because Atlantis obviously was a big island with small islands as well or just kill them or they just get immediate help from sending some SOS signs I don't know to the neighboring villages etc one way or another like there's so much things that one can do but it also matters on if you can get it to work. That's for sure. But I'm certain that anyone is capable of doing that in one way or another. It's just on a matter of perspective how, right? Because they just had to try and capture the this sky passage, and um, you know you cannot tell me that there's no way that one cannot create a ship and just transport away. It was just a lie over there from that campaign, because we know from experience that Krios was just definitely trying to trick him into that, right? And to get him to do some other things with the Atlantean colonies, for example. And those raiders were obviously, well, maybe the bad guys, definitely sure. But what would raiders do? They would plunder, they would destroy. And well, Krios is a big palace who knows what kind of gold there is, or who know what kind of stuff there is inside the town, so the technology or whatever. There's so much that one can imagine and come forth with because, it would always offer some fun. It's the same thing when you're writing a book or reading a book. What kind of book would I personally enjoy? I personally would like to have a book that tells a nice story where I can get lost in. And that is what I think campaigns and scenarios should do too. That is what we as guys enjoyed playing through those campaigns within the fall of Atlantis or the Trident campaign. That is what touched us, in my opinion. It is the same thing with the other campaigns and the upcoming ones, and that is why I think the Siege of Athens did very good too, even if it was like tipping the head towards the classic campaign with hey, I need some diggers to dig up the underworld. It's nice. So it could be so much possibilities I can say. It's the same thing where I'm curious how you guys will be cooking up with the Athens reversed. I can definitely say already some advice again. For example, there stop them trying to destroy the farm that you continuously get tribute or escort the villages back inside to maybe arm them up or send messages and then you wait for reinforcements, for example. what is you try to defend like certain temples, I don't know, or help the dryads to recover and all. Like so many little things that I'm giving you guys ideas and give you a little bit of scratches like, hey, this touch this is like a good area to scratch at, right? But then you need to see, why does it feel so good? So yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, your effort and input is definitely greatly appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
We already have some things implemented in to the Siege of Athens twist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right now, I'd say it's like maybe 70-80% done, and you still need to
Mm-hmm.
get the objectives right and make sure that they are correctly getting checked off when you complete them, or that they are getting correctly X'd out when you fail them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I need to make sure that works, because it's really hard to change the existing work of another
Yeah.
person in terms of triggers without
Mm-hmm.
accidentally breaking anything.
Yeah.
Um, so you first need to read all through the triggers. You need to understand what they do and what conditions they are tied to, and change them accordingly. And another thing that the Zeman God and I have been trying to do is, of course, make the missions a bit more special, a bit more spicy from the enemy's perspective. So it's not just like he has mentioned, flip a switch and that's done. You are playing as the enemy. We are trying to implement some small tiny adjustments, maybe some events or something like that, or even
Special side
objectives.
objectives, optional objectives, all
Right,
sorts of
additional.
things that would be fitting from
Yeah,
that perspective. If you're playing as the enemy, that could be interesting. And um, like if you compare, let's say, I'm not gonna just because it's such a for me it was one of the most funnest experiences. If you compare the normal Dwarven Forge mission
Mm-hmm.
to Vamierez's creation of the Dwarven Forge, but you're the Giants, it's way different. It's like um, I would say that normally, at least from my experience, I usually play on a lower difficulty than on a higher difficulty. But from my
Mm-hmm.
experience, it's always defending a little bit, especially at the start, that it's more harder. That's the more difficult part of the Dwarven Forge.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes time for you to like punch in with your like organized, like optimized army, it's very easy. And there's nothing really that the enemy can do to stop you once you are fully committed to attacking head on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's reversed, like even in the experience itself, how it feels when you play that reversed scenario. Like for me personally, as I played it, it was very easy to defend, like all the way through. But when it came time to actually go in and attack, it was a real interesting struggle to constantly punch and fight through the organized defenses and the collaboration between the heroes, if they were working together to defend themselves and repel you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's definitely a very good intake and definitely a matter of trying to get a very nice balanced mission as well, and adding a lot of side objectives as well, and like you've mentioned, some spices into it. Really important to do, in my opinion. And like I said, a little bit of storytelling to yourself as well. Like I said, it is something, in my opinion, that should be tackled, but it's something that could also be taken or not. Um, but let's move to the next question. Is there something you personally both would like to say to the community yourself?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Thank you for playing our stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
At least to those who have checked it out. And the the also all feedback is greatly appreciated. And yeah, thank you to those guys. You're awesome.
Okay. What
Yeah,
about you?
thank you so much for playing our scenarios. You are right now. I mean, I haven't seen any other um, creator when it comes to the our creations on the mod browser. I haven't seen anyone else play everything, play all of them yet.
Mm-hmm.
both mythical battle scenarios and the entirety of our Golden Gift campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And then on to top it all off, to actually invite us to this interview and have this and actually, give us this opportunity to talk and ask us questions and everything. Like, truly, man, that amazing, amazing. I have no words.
Yeah.
Yep, this is truly an honor. Yeah, so thank you for giving us the space to talk about this kind of stuff. It's really awesome.
Both of you flatter me, especially for coming two great artists. You do really give me too much praise. But I mean, anyone would have done the same position if they had the time and dedication, of course. Um, thanks. That's really awesome to hear, and of course encourages me to continue on for sure. And I will do so by all means. So feel free to poke me anytime in regards of any new releases, etc. Too. Um, moving to the next question. Is there a way people can contact you, like other content creators or those in the community who played your campaigns and wanted to offer the thoughts, opinions with some constructive feedback, perhaps? Because um, this question is solely inspired in regards me struggling to contact many people. Um, because I definitely struggle to try and find Yubigun, Ikinyasus thingy. But you guys, you definitely had like some credits to you guys, names down the mods, along with I think Darkentos, he himself, and Mr. Mobile, which was easy to find. But not many people have done that, and that is really what I'm struggling. For example, the Siege of Athens guy, I have not really found him. But yeah, I mean,
I if I have, I mean, if you go to Saw AOM's
mm-hmm,
channel, you will find the fan scenarios channel a message from Avast, and he promoted Vermont because that is how Battlefield 6 player goes by on Discord. So
mm-hmm,
that would be, you will be able to find his promotion of his scenario,
mm-hmm.
and then that is you can use that to try and reach him
Yeah,
and
no, I mean
contact him.
that's true, but again, this is also something that I want to like put on my own perspective, like only just solely for me, but also for others, right? Because imagine you as a player, you want to offer feedback, right? How would you do it if you're also not known to solve AOM, neither in the Discord? And Age of Mythology Retold does not have the option to leave feedback, right? That's also something where we go back to why you guys not have really seen so much elaborate or much communication between people. Because in Age of Empires 2, when you go there, you download a mod, you can also leave a rating um, or find more info as you just select a button and you'll be headed to the Age of Empires um, main forums, right, where you can download all the mods and all that, right? And you leave a review there, and that is what you can see so much, especially ratings. But Age of Mythology does not have that thing, and that is something I personally would like to see change. Along
Definitely.
with what
Agree.
I also would like to change is whenever you download something, also have the warning from the game like, hey, you need to restart the game real quickly so that everything works fluently. Something that I've always said for many times, and I will keep saying it because it's a very important and instructive thing. Because I've recently, well, not recently, quite a few oftentimes being asked how one should download a mod and all that, and it's hard to type it out. But that's why I'm recently doing many more proper introduction and formative messages. But I would like the game to do that because, in my opinion, that is what the game should do. Um,
Uh,
that's why
I
another. Hmm?
Yeah, I fully agree, and that's why I also made sure that with the releases of our current mods
Mm-hmm.
on the mod browser, I also have like a section for installation instructions where I say, hey,
Yeah.
just install the mod,
Mm-hmm.
restart the game, and it works. Just go to custom campaign
Mm-hmm.
menu in the area, and it's there.
Yeah.
Which is way better to tell people to open the editor, load the map, click on this
Yeah.
specific box to open the player data, and launch this map with
True.
this specific player selected. It's way easier this way.
Yeah.
So the ultimate goal someday is, of course, to fully reverse a campaign with all that intricate stuff that comes to it, and release it to the mod browser, of course, because it's just easier to play that way.
Yeah, and that is what I will do as well, because like by all means, I don't want to like try to upload or publish videos in regards to any of your or any of the other people around so IOM his discords. I only play those within the mod section, and that is what I'll still doing. I still have also got back to AO2 again because there's new stuff there too, and no one has ever been very dedicated uh, compared to me. Something a big pat on my shoulder flex, of course, but even there, many people can agree that no one has ever been able to do so. But like I said, it was always been nice, and my personal advice to keep on being informative in regard how to install, but also where people can contact you, be it Discord, be it an email, be down in the mod section as well, so that they can reach out. Especially anyone else. I've already also tried to add. I have Vast. I'm still waiting. I'll send him a message, but again, maybe he's just afraid that I'm a scammer, but I'm not. But this is my point, right? Many people try to reach you, be it for an interview, be it for constructive feedback and all that, or just to mention, hey, I've played your game and all that. And of course, you'll feel very flattered, get more encouragement, right? And that's a nice exchange. But this is something lacking, and this is something I personally want to tackle. Many people will see the small thing, but that small thing can be very big and never, look down on it. But yeah,
Yep.
I'm glad that you guys at least mention your names down there, so keep that up. Moving on to the next question. If someone considers playing one of your custom campaigns or scenarios in Age of Mythology Retold, which one should it be and why?
I think we have both the same answer for that.
Let's hear it. Let's
Yeah.
see. I'm testing you both.
It's
All
a,
right.
I would say it's the Golden Gift campaign.
Yep, me
Okay.
too. It's our right now. It's I see it as our greatest creation that we've uploaded
Mm-hmm.
to the browser. I said this earlier because it's an actual campaign, like an actual campaign, not just a single scenario. Not that single scenarios are bad or anything like that, but like it's more exciting. It's more exciting. Like, oh my god, we did it! We have a full campaign
Yeah.
where you go to other missions after the previous one and everything, and it's amazing to behold. And we are really hopeful that in the far, well, hope not too far future, but in the far future, we will be able to release a longer campaign. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I will give this small tease.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we definitely believe it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And that something can happen. And when the time will come for it to be to exist to be released, it is from what I have seen around. It is something like the concept of it in terms of what it is being applied to,
Mm-hmm.
something that has never been done before, ever.
Okay. All right, I'm definitely excited to see because you're now teasing me very hard over here, but I like it for sure. But
It's yeah. I'm teasing a lot. It's like, oh my god, what are you talking about? It's like hopefully things will go well, and I will let you know
by
on
all means,
your server.
by all means,
Yeah.
do so. By all means, do so. I'm very looking forward to that. I'm truly already excited to hear the news for sure.
Yep.
And
We
be
But
it
this is
definitely.
something in the far future.
okay,
Hopefully, it's not too far future, but it is far future.
Yes.
okay,
But
We're
we
still
have.
very excited for the Siege of Athens reversed, though. We're
okay.
definitely excited for that.
Like I
Yes.
said,
But
you go ahead.
we have some things planned. We have some things in the pipeline. It's
Uh-huh.
just a matter of time when we will get to releasing that stuff. So yeah, be
Okay.
patient.
I will. I will. I still have got many other things to do aside from the custom campaigns in Age of Mythology and Retold, uh, and Age of Empires. I still have all the games that I have to touch and play through, as creators are also poking me to play it and all that. So I'll still do that. And like I said, feel free to keep me updated even through my Discord server or in my personal DMs by all means.
Yeah, sure.
Um, Okay. Moving on to the next question then. Roughly how much time does it take even for you guys to create a scenario or a campaign from a idea to release? Like what's a proximity? Like how much would you say it takes for you guys to make it? For example,
Oh,
the scenario.
that really depends on the scenario
Hmm.
itself. Um,
Some people
hmm.
said it take them even like a year, and some people have said a few months. What do you guys like? For example, Dark Antos, he said it took him proper a year or two, even.
Yeah,
um,
but there he comes up with all the ideas himself, with the story, with the maps,
mhm,
their design, their layout. Of course, it takes a long time, but
mhm,
for me myself, there was a time where I was dishing out reverse twists every day or so,
mhm,
every
mhm,
2 days.
Few days
Yeah.
fair, but yeah. But also another thing to consider, and this is very important. Two things. Number one, we learn as we work on more reverse twists. We're not. We've learned from previous twists. For example, there was a time that our reverse twists didn't have special objectives in them. So, for example, you would have a mission where you would be playing as Gargarensis, but the
mhm,
objective would say you must defeat Gargarensis because it would be like the same objective that exists originally, and we didn't know how to change that, how to deal with that. But now Vamierez has a good handle on it and knows how to change it.
Yeah,
mhm,
definitely. It definitely takes a lot of more time since then, when I didn't know how to edit objective text and objective hints and all that kind of stuff. But I think yeah, I must agree with the Z-Man God here. I think I've came quite a long way, and I've learned a lot of stuff to make things happen.
mhm,
And yeah, it's going pretty good. And I'm still learning.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah. That's the major first part of it, and the second part is um, uh, I try and help a lot with the organizational side of things as well.
Yes.
And we have a really big backlog pipeline of all sorts of stuff that we want to do and work on. And basically, we've decided that the most productive path for us would be to try and work on things from easiest to hardest. Basically, we sat down on everything that we would like to make happen, everything we would want to
mhm,
do. And when it comes even to specific missions, not like a campaign from start to finish, but specific missions from start to finish, and be like, how hard is this to make it happen, to make it real, to really make it like spice it up and make it work, and the objectives and everything to just work and be like a glorious fun experience um, in reverse. And a lot of the things we have done, especially the ones that Vamierez was able to pump every a day, every 2 3 days, those were more of the easier ones, so they really didn't take that much time. But recently there's ones that can take longer than a week, maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and especially ever since from my understanding, Vamierez adapted a better system to not burn out, to take a break here and there, and you know make sure that avoid burnout, not
mhm.
get overly stressed, and again, like not treat it as a job, and treat it as
True,
a hobby, treat it as something for fun.
true.
Exactly.
Something like this is also something we have already also mentioned as well. Try to take breaks, play some other games, do some other stuff. again, it's an hobby, as you say, so it's very important. Even if it can take a bit longer, that's no problem. It's something that Dark Kent has also mentioned. Even though he took like 2 years, half of well, more than 1 year went also because he was also playing some different games as well, right?
Yeah.
Especially if especially if he's playing an MMORPG, for example, WoW, which is again by all means fine and all that, right? So this is something also important to keep in mind that you need to take breaks, or even if it's like months and all that. But an average within months is already very good, and definitely shows that you're very productive as well, no matter what reason, honestly. So,
And
yeah,
I mean, good things take time. So if
true,
you're just taking your time with it and being very cautious with what you're doing, um, then there's nothing standing in the way that the quality can be pretty high, so to say. Um, so yeah.
true. Oh, that's good. What keeps you motivated to keep creating, especially during long or difficult projects? Because this is actually the next question, which can be difficult. Because like we have also talked, burnouts can happen. Like, has that ever happened, or have you guys have any difficult projects within these free campaign and scenarios that you've done? Like, what was the most difficult times that you guys had, and how did you guys push through?
Honestly, I didn't really have that many bad times while
Mm-hmm.
doing these scenarios. It's been all smooth sailing from the beginning.
Yeah, I help with that. Thanks to our organizational plan. I mean, it's definitely we would definitely would have encountered that if we would have been like, we really need to push through and release a full reversed New Atlantis campaign. We just have to. It's not too far. It's almost there. Just do that mission that is from hell. That Atlantis. Just make Atlantis betray rivers. Just do it. And it's just help.
Yeah.
God help us all. It's like, no.
Either Atlantis Betrayed or
But
Mount Olympus.
that would be really painful. Again, not that we have said no, we won't do it or anything like that. It is in our list, but thanks to our approach, where we were like, let's just do things from what we perceive to be easier to harder.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a gradual increase of difficulty. And as we gain more experience, we're more knowledgeable, and things that seemed potentially harder seem easier or not as intimidating. And so it's a gradual increase where again, who knows, by the time that we will eventually get to Atlantis Betrayed, it won't seem as bad to make happen compared to before.
And the
But
thing
we
is,
have a road to get there.
yes, and the thing is, we already have some of the scenarios for Atlantis, for the Atlantis campaign done.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is just doing these missions from hell, like Mount Olympus or Atlantis Betrayed. Um, those two missions will be interesting to edit because
Interesting is one word to
yes,
describe those
it's
experiences.
yeah,
But
aggravating. Let me say it like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it is they are on our list. We do intend to to look into those, but
Yes,
it definitely is in the back burner. We have things that we are far more interested and passionate to try and get done that seem smoother and uh just experiences that will actually enjoy more to do to work on compared to other ones.
Mm-hmm. No, I wholeheartedly agree to you, and by all means, just take all the time that you need and all that, and try to things out. Even if you have made a scenario before about that, there's always space for more innovation and more different approaches on how that ones can be done. Because that's honestly, like you guys said, we love the Golden Gift Reverse campaign, and it is something that I can understand why. Because again, there's so much reworks that you guys have done, so much dedication and time that you've done, experiences that you've done, and it, like you guys said, you've learned a lot, you've done a lot, and through that you can continue with this adventure and take the good things and leave the bad things, and keep on working and keep on doing good. Because if we're gonna also look at how many downloads there has been, there's certainly the golden gift goes toe to toe with Dragon Least Rarely, and it's more than 321, and it's very well perceived as well because the rating is 5 stars compared to the Silent Sanctuary, which is only 7 and 4 stars. And then, for example, with the Wrecking Least Rally, 4.5 stars and 7 reviews. So I think I can definitely see why the Golden Gift Reverse is a far more better one and very good. And I kind of agree as well, but still, Silent Sanctuary has a different space within my heart.
Yeah, it's the our newest
Mm,
creation. That was the newest one of the newest missions we created.
mm,
You might be feeling the you can see the difference of
yeah.
yeah,
The,
it's
the,
noticeable.
yeah, exactly. It is definitely shows a lot, honestly. Moving on to the next question then. Have you ever knowingly bent or ignored history or mythology to make scenarios more fun? Where do you draw the line?
I think lore awareness or history awareness is more a thing for the Thezmangod than for me. I personally tend to implement some things that are not as lore aware. Um, so yeah, I could give only one example, like the Duel of the Deathless twist, where I also added Castor, Chiron, and Amanra into the mission as enemies. That is not as lore aware as the Zeman God would have liked it. So we talked
Yeah,
about this to
basically, so
make
what
two
I
different
actually,
versions.
so yes, speaking on that point, for me, it was actually a bit bothered me. Speaking on that point, it's like for me, it was like, come on, man, but it's not canon. They're not there.
Yeah, I know what you
But but
mean.
but we agreed on and this is a really good regarding a previous question, like how do you solve disagreements between partnerships and collaborations? All of it, it
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, let's make a middle ground.
Yeah.
Just make multiple versions. You can have a version where it's you include them in, and then a version where they're not there, and you just include the ones where it where include only the heroes that make sense for them to exist in the canon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so when it comes to making things lore aware or fit with the mythology, I just try and make it as accurate and canonical to the lore of Age of Mythology in the relevant campaign and or the custom scenario or campaign that someone made, and also take notes and inspiration from mythology to fit in where possible. Um, I try to do my best to just make sure it fits and nothing is contradictory. And yeah, I don't think I've really had a situation where I said, let's just make it uncanonical. Let's just make it the closest is just agreeing to create a separate version as an optional alternative for people who are interested to play that version.
Yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that is a good middle ground.
True. I wholeheartedly agree. You guys have handled it very greatly, honestly. And it's very important to have a middle ground because of disagreements can happen and disagreements do. It's just a matter of finding the middle ground, be it between you or the creators as well. Um, okay. Is if there's nothing else to add, I'll move to the next question. Um, what is the single hardest thing for you guys to learn in the single scenario creator editor? Basically, what was the like hardest? You said Kim said, man, I really struggled at this. I had to look, even if I looked to Google, I just really couldn't. I lost my mind.
Hmm.
Like for some people, it has been again the leverage of the mountains, or for some it has been the units, the placing or the terrain, because not many of them seem to be having a name or so, um, or the trees.
I think for me it was a certain trigger where you could modify the armor stats of a specific unit,
Okay.
and they were working on a base percentage of that unit's existing armor. So
Mm-hmm.
if you put one into this trigger, it will actually double that amount of armor. So, also, which made no sense to me honestly in the beginning, but I couldn't find anything on Google, so I sat down together with a friend in a Discord call, and
Mm-hmm.
then we talked about it together. Okay, how about we use this number? Slowly trying to get ourselves to understand how this trigger is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to work and how it scales, so to say. Um, that was definitely an experience. I think it took the whole evening to figure that out.
Oh, yeah, no, I can understand. That's very frustrating.
Yeah,
These,
very challenging.
yeah, I can relate. Imagine that, man.
But
Um,
now
hmm.
that I know how to take care of that kind of stuff, I've implemented that into the Arngrim bonus objective from Mission 1 of the Golden Gift campaign, from the
Ah,
reverse one. I just improved Arngrim's base stats a little bit, so he's a bit tankier, to give it more of that kind of mini boss
boss-like
fight
type. Yeah,
feeling,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's already anyone who plays our Golden Gift campaign through a mod browser will already be able to experience this updated version
yes,
of
especially the new version. Yep,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
extra god power stuff and some wolves spawning to make it a little bit more interesting.
Ah, yeah. Well, that is something that I've not had as well because I did struggle a bit because it was quite strong, but he didn't spawn any wolves. But okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, I watched your video and I immediately took your critic to heart, and I sat down, opened the map, and implemented that. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, no problem. By all means, you're welcome and all that. And by all means, you're also feel free to be critical about my play style because like I'm not the best player either. Um, what about you, these men gods? Did you have like any um?
Not really. Again, I think Vimmer's answered that question really well. I can't think of anything
Okay.
specific that I found extremely challenging to find what to do. Um, Most of the stuff I do in terms of a foundation work on a mission is very intuitive. It's not very not super challenging or complex or trigger heavy because that is more of Vimmer's specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's on that question. That is all. I guess that's
Okay.
all.
Yep.
All right. Have players ever solved or broken one of your scenarios in a way you didn't expect?
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Hey, Kemson.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah. We have a
Actually,
video.
Guilty as charged. I know.
Go watch. Go watch Kemson's video, The Silent Sanctuary Reverse, to see how you break newest scenario. How to break it. Yeah.
No, by all means, I didn't mean to break it, but I don't know. Like this is something that has happened quite often. Like I said, even with Arcantos, I remember that I also did it quite a few times with an Age of Empires. Shout out to Wannabe Hero when I helped him also with the testing of his little wizard kind of game. When I was helping him testing him out and broke a few things too. But no, I mean, like I said, I enjoy pushing things to the boundaries. So yeah, but again, this was not intentional. I didn't know this was happen.
yeah, I
But
mean, how could have you known? I mean,
hey, I don't know jack shit about this scenario editor, so don't get me wrong. But
all good.
no, okay, all right. Anyone else aside from me?
That's definitely the best example.
Okay, all
Okay
right.
with that.
Yeah, it's right there. It's yeah, but again, it's not. There was no harm done. It was entertaining. It's funny.
Yes.
I don't know if we can think of a way to, in
Hmm.
like not make to still make it work even if you destroy the TC because it's like
Uh,
connected to it. It's weird. So
I mean,
I don't know.
again, this is
But
something.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was interesting to see.
I mean,
The,
it would probably be a solution to make the TC invulnerable
mhm.
up until
Oh,
you
until you
destroy the
destroy the
middle temple.
temple.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
would maybe
yeah.
be a solution. But
Here's
then
what I want
people
to
would be
say.
wondering,
Here's what I
why
want to
can't you
say.
destroy the TC? Yeah.
Here, here's what I want to say. Here it is. Because in my, I did that solely because my allies was in trouble, right? So that is why I pushed to kill that ally. I personally would say try to change the person who spams, spawns that thingy, right? That you do like, okay, the main target is of course Chiron, right? He does that ability, right? That trigger and all that. Well, it's you as player still try to keep your ally alive, and as side objective try to kill the other guy from behind, so that there's going to be less pressure, etc. For example, cut off the reinforcers, some kind of thing, because that is what I had in mind. Because I saw my ally getting tanky trying to stop both Chiron and his ally from behind. That's why I literally done that approach, or I would have definitely just like how should I say, run as a van over Chiron's base as well. But I didn't because I saw, hey, my ally's in trouble, and I as a team player was like, okay, I'm gonna help him. Quick, run before I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
target and get much pressure.
And
And
honestly,
hmm,
oh, sorry to interrupt. I
yeah,
didn't
go ahead,
want
go
to
ahead. No,
interrupt.
no, no.
Honestly, it's a bit meant to be played like that, especially
Mm-hmm.
when you go for Apollo with the Underworld.
Mm-hmm.
So you can quickly teleport over to your ally's
Yeah.
base, maybe take the town center to the
Yeah.
north of his base,
Yeah.
um, and try to defend him. Because the original message I left in the upload post on the SAW AOM Discord server when I uploaded this reverse mission originally was that Underworld would be a good option to have since your ally will be the one who will be taking up most of the damage.
Of
Um,
course.
so there's at least some incentive to use
Yeah.
the Underworld strategic, my
Yeah.
God, strategically. So
Mm-hmm.
um, and yeah, support your ally and trying to defeat your enemies together with your ally, like
True.
pulling on one end of a rope.
Exactly. And that is what I don't. So I think it would not be a good idea to make the enemy from behind immune with the town center. So I would
Yeah,
rather say change the trigger to have the main target there. Because of course we want him to be killed last. You want the side objective done first, get a reward from that, be it like gold, resources, or your ally gets reinforcements and you just then push it together, because that's how you want to play in these kind of side objectives. There's also something present within Age of Empires 2 community, but I sadly don't see that too much in Age of Mythology, and that is really saddening. We do see it within the main the classic campaign, but I don't see too much back with uh the the recent campaigns that I've played. I only saw it with Siege of Athens when I done all the objectives and all that, but again that was main, but not inside, right? I only saw rewards from being given resources or something, or bump up on statistics. I saw it also with the Immortal campaign for Dark Cantos, his campaign, or where the Heroes of Pilsashire. I don't remember so much again, but it would be nice to have that kind of initiative. For example, we destroy them together. He moves in. I even slinked like a lot of resources to keep him
yeah, I
alive.
saw that. That's the only reason he was still alive and kicking, at least to somewhat degree, because
Yeah,
he was basically at zero resources.
true. So I literally sling them. I started swarm around as much as people, and then you start attacking his base, screw around,
Yeah,
and they kept on going as well. And that will be a far more nicer thing. For example, when you also try to take over the other two town centers, for example, it will be also another nice side objective. Like, hey, you should also try to empower your positions or whatever. Try to cut them off, or like have those AI that were there, like the raiders, get already killed, for example, right?
yeah,
And that the enemy have, like, for example, try to establish them, and then use like, hey, you should stop them quickly before they get stronger, and as a reward maybe you get 1,000 and the other 1,000 goes as to the ally, or so something like that. Like, so much more things I could mention, but I want to leave it to you guys to find out. But because I've seen these kind of things in Age of Empires 2 custom campaigns as well, and these could be very nice. And you could take great examples out of it too, and you know, mix it up together. So yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
but yeah, glad to be at your service, breaking yours.
Yeah, but yeah, it was an invaluable lesson, and yeah, we're gonna take what happened with Silent Sanctuary and to heart, and yeah, we'll see if we can make it so that either or both. We'll see if the temple dies, or if Chiron's TC dies, then that event will happen. So you'll still get that experience, even if you just did what you did.
Surely
If
the
a player
temple
does what
then.
you did in the mission.
Surely the temple then, because from there we also saw the harpies. Well, not frick, the
You
dryads.
know, they spawned correctly,
Yeah, yeah.
but the Underworld Invasion just couldn't trigger because there was no TC for Orpheus to use it. That, yeah.
And that's the problem. If we change that to Chiron, or change the condition to also affect us when Chiron dies, that's the same problem, because
No, I thought I meant that we can make it so that if Chiron's TC dies, Orpheus uses the event triggers, and
oh,
because that way, most likely, at least in that situation, basically, sorry, gathering force. Basically, one of two things might happen. Either a person will try and like attack Orpheus, most likely he will destroy the temple, or in the case of Kemsit, okay, he will go from the back line. He will just end up destroying Chiron's TC, but he would not have destroyed Orpheus's TC yet.
Yeah. I mean, this is
yeah, that
why
makes sense.
this is why you want to try to make it like separate. Maybe you could also do it like separate, right? The temple is separate AI, and have like triggers to that. Have Chiron and both Orpheus, Demetrius or whatever his name was again, as ally as well. And then when the thing destroys, those AI spawn, they attack you and anyone else that is allied to the bad guys, which is us. Because like I said, you never know what the player will be. Some players again might also attack fully from front and not from behind as well. It could happen, but my initiative thing is go to the back, have side objectives to encourage even again to that way, even if you've already mentioned it to sell AOM. But again, not everyone is there, so keep that in mind too. To go from the back, of course. But then again, not many people will do it. So it is always a thing to try and finding these middle grounds could be very good for sure. Because again,
Yep.
I didn't expect this to happen. But yeah. Um
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. What kind of feedback or recognition means means most to you as creator? For some, it's just a hey, thank you. For some, it's just the amount of downloads of your creations, or some it's just the stars, or some it's like I don't know, like what means most to you too.
Honestly, for me, not first of all, I am very, very thankful to see positive comments and feedbacks and the rating, and all of that is amazing and great to see. But for me, the most invaluable of a sort of feedback that you gave, as an example, like that sort of feedback of, hey, these are really worthwhile ideas to spice things up more, or maybe make this better. If in the same, it's basically a higher level of like this is like the most elegant, highest form of bug reporting, because it's like this is it's not if this is wrong, it's this can be way better. Here's an optional idea to make things even better than maybe you thought of at this until now.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, anything that just gives us input to potentially make a creation of ours be better is like I think, the most valuable because it actually affects the output, the product to be better.
Yep.
But of course, I'm also very, very thankful for just the most casual. Thank you for making this. This was amazing. This was fun. The ratings, all of that stuff. It's very encouraging to
Totally agree.
see positive comments in
Yep.
general about our
Any
work.
any feedback is greatly appreciated. Like I already said, can be the smallest message, still very appreciated.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that, of course. Oh well, then that's good. Then this is the second last question. Do you keep any sort of notepad, Excel sheet for fixture or future updates, perhaps other creations you had in mind? Is also a question not made solely by me. The credit goes, of course, to Christopher's, which is also a question both me and him came in mind when we playing Ghost Recon. So once again, shout out to
Um,
him.
Yeah. So I actually mentioned this before, so I
Mm-hmm.
sort of answered the question earlier. But I try and help a lot with the organizational part of things, and I have a list
Mm-hmm.
of all basically everything that we have currently thought of that we want to make happen, to work on, to do. And I have them segmented by categories of difficulty, and there's some of them have notes about them, about certain aspects which we've already thought about them, and everything is very organized in a list. And yeah, we use that list to just go over things one at a time, and it's been very helpful. And as Vera said, but the experience, this journey, has been very, very smooth sailing. There haven't been any major roadblocks or something that caused, like a single mission that just caused a burnout by itself. Like, again, like that, the greatest example as I could give was, like, let's say we try to focus only on New Atlantis, and then we'd be stuck with Mount Olympus, or stuck with Atlantis Betrayed, and it would be a huge just obstacle, and it wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
even be fun to work on it at that point anymore, and that just defeats the purpose of us making these scenarios and campaigns. So thanks to this organizational list I have of all of the things we want to do, and we in a specific order that we go about them, the experience has been very, very smooth and very, very fun.
Yep, true.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing to add, then I have the last question. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Not really any questions, but just
Mm-hmm.
compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk with you. It has been a lot of fun. I like what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, keep creating content for the AOM community.
Of course.
Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. Truly, thank you so much for playing all of our content on the mod browser. It really means a lot to us to see someone so passionate play our missions, and offer really valuable, interesting feedback. And the icing on the cake, to invite us to an interview to talk about everything, is beyond anything we could imagine. We could never imagine that a content creator would go and be like, "Hey, would you like to go on an interview to talk about your creations?" We're like, "Oh my god,
Yes,
we could
yes,
never imagine that."
exactly. I mean, Kempstead, you cannot imagine how excited I was before we got into this call. Uh, my heart was racing.
By
But
all means, don't be, don't be. I'm just like a human like you, but like I said, for me, it meant a lot as well because again, I look up to you guys as well, and you know, I was really excited to do it. And like I said, my sole reason behind it is to encourage more people, try to put you guys in a spotlight, even with a small community as this, and you know, learn from you guys, share this joy and all that. And it was also a whole fun talk with you guys for more than 2.5 hours. So again, thank you guys also for taking on this. And again, you both have flattered me a lot. You made me blush. So take that as a compliment too. And I'll
Thank
certainly
you.
keep on creating content as well, as much as you guys and any other creators keep on pumping in hopes to put it also to spotlight and encourage other people to try it out, offer interactions as well, because that is what I think I'm good at as an influencer. But yeah, even if I'm small time, but hey, this is just the small things and small gems within the community, just like you guys or anyone else who keep it alive and go through a nice, joyful, and adventurous life. So yeah, and I don't have anything else to say. If you guys have anything, feel free to say so, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, that would be it for me. Thank you again. And yeah, it was nice talking with you.
Me
Likewise.
too. It was really really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Never would have thought this would have happened. To get
Mm-hmm.
interviewed about our stuff. It's been amazing. Um, we're really excited to on our work of the Siege of Athens Reversed.
Mm-hmm. Looking
So
forward.
we'll let you we'll let you know when it's out,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it will be very fun to see what you think of it once it's released. And yeah, if there is any, if tell us if there's any specific mission that maybe we haven't released on the mod browser, but you'd be interested to hear if maybe we've reversed it to send you a wave, and of course let us know. We can share it on your Discord community for everyone to play. Of course, with again with the caveat that some of them are less refined, some of them might be older, some of them might again the objectives might not be updated yet because we usually go through a refinement process of sorts, revamping things a lot before we upload something to the mod browser. So a lot of them are a little more raw, you could say. But if there's
Yeah.
still something that you'd be interested to check out that we haven't uploaded to the mod browser, then you can let us know if something
Yeah.
comes to mind.
I surely will, but I personally would still want them to fully refine before they reach my community as well, so that both, like you mentioned, you're comfortable for people to play it and check it out and offer constructive feedback in that regards before doing it. And I myself, I mean, if you guys have anything perceived with like, hey, it's not refined, but we might think you'll be interested, and it's already presented in AOM, SOAM's Discord, I'll definitely be eager to play. But for my community, I would say try to keep it refined and all that, because they're just like me when
Fair
there's
enough. Fair
something.
enough.
Of course, yes.
Then yeah, that's completely fine. For
Yeah,
now, we will let you know when the Siege of Athens Reversed
sure,
is fully out on the mod browser, and yeah, that'll be really fun
sure,
to see you play it.
sure, I will.
Yep.
Because like I said, for me, if I experience that it's too difficult or it's just, horrible, they will definitely also whine, as I like to say as well, or just gonna have a frustrated out of emotions, just like I do. Because again, I'm a human, and by all means, I do not mean harm, but no one likes to lose. But yeah. Either way, once again, thank you very much. YouTube, this is it for you guys. Leave a like, leave a sub, and check out their works as well, as we can see it over here. There's definitely not much rating, so by all means try to do so. You can also check out and contact them on Discord if you have any questions in that regards. And we'll be seeing you guys in the next video. And feel free to also offer your own thoughts and opinions down the comments box below, because that means the most as well for me. Any interactions help me to make a breach in the algorithm. And with that said, I'll see you all later.